I lied. I got a new computer for 2,000 days and had to reset the world, so now we're technically on day 999. The only thing this really means is now the fireworks show is back, and I guess that's a good thing for any future world downloads. Anyway, I didn't really do much today, just wanted to explain that. So now it's technically day 1000 again. I know that's weird, but you're a big girl, you'll figure it out. And today I set up some infrastructure to catch a creeper in my house. Not how you expected me to start this off, huh? I only got some zombies tonight, how worthless. It's probably a good thing I didn't get a creeper though, gave me some time to set up his room day 1001. None spawned again tonight, but I've got 999 more days, I'll probably get one. As you can see, my new computer is running Minecraft flawlessly. For some reason, I had a lot of crashes during these 2,000 days. I tried to get a dolphin today and it crashed twice. I named him Finn, if you were wondering. Ah, but look at this, it's creeper time, day 1003. It was very daring to put an actual TNT block in the creeper room, but it would have been nice if it turned out. Oh wow, I'm already doing just so fantastic. Worst part is I don't have enough emeralds to fix up the house because I spent all my emeralds on the house. Just try to remember how it looks now because I have so much I want to do to this thing. Was gonna fly on over to Glasstown today, good thing I was paying attention. Hey villagers, it's me, I know I'm your favorite. Now I'm flying back home with some profits that I'm definitely not passing on to my employees. Got the creeper in tonight, would have been nice to do it the first try. It was rainy day 1006, I made the best of it. Today was mostly about sealing that creeper in so he can never escape ever. I was safe, used a potion of invisibility and a creeper head. Oh, don't you just love hanging out with friends? Now I'm trying to increase the size of my monster farm as if it wasn't ugly enough. I even built a little testing room just to realize that monsters don't spawn when you're nearby. The industrial side of my compound is really starting to get ugly. I don't think anyone's gonna notice a little more cobblestone. I will say that building one of these things with beacon powers makes the whole process much better. But now this big farm is becoming even bigger, so after a whole day of construction, I wasn't even close to done. At this point, I'm just throwing whatever blocks I got at the inside of this thing, but the outside will remain beautiful cobblestone. I needed so much of it, I started to run out of cobblestone. Never thought I'd say that. Oh, look at it though, it's got that thickness! And you gotta know I'm gonna keep adding to that thickness. I need some gunpowder. I also may have fell in a little bit of lava, but I'm incredibly powerful. I was totally fine. I'm getting pretty close to the top though. I started this video with creeper trapping because I knew mob farm building might be a bit of a bore. Ah, would you look at that? Slimes are spawning in my mine. If I was good, I could capitalize on this. And now it's done. Just gotta put the top on and get my sweet, sweet gunpowder. This was a good farm before, but now it's just insane. So many monsters spawn. I'm not a massive fan of going AFK in this series, and that's why I love this farm because it's always working as long as I'm in camp. And despite my extreme wealth, I still don't have netherite armor, which is what I'll use the gunpowder for. Today ended up being just a whole day of farming monsters. This build is quite notable. By the way, Bink says hi, he's still chilling on my throne. I'm gonna install some more wall on the industrial side of the camp, so I burned down some more trees today. I had to place in some new land to get it to work, but now monsters can't creep up on me if I'm on the industrial side. Time to put that gunpowder to use. Made almost 2 stacks of TNT with some Glasstown sand. Tomorrow I go to the nether, so I spent the day fixing up my tools and had one little accident. It's fine, I have like 10,000 totems. I need one more day of prep here. I'm bringing like 3 pickaxes to the nether. I need to make sure they're all fixed up. Alright, today's the day. Gonna try to get myself some of that good netherite. Because this world is old, I have to fly to somewhere I've never been just to get the stuff to spawn. It can be a pretty tricky game figuring out exactly where netherite's gonna spawn when you have to do this. Hopefully it works out for me. Unfortunately, after 200 TNT, I got nothing. I'm probably just in the wrong spot. One thing that should have been a red flag, and you can use this, is there's no gold down here, just netherrack and quartz, so this is definitely old nether. Yeah, so no netherite this time, but at least on the way home I found some desert temples. And now I'm back in Abduction Town. I don't know if you remember this place, but by those rails I used to grab villagers from here. I'm gonna set up a breeder, that is all. Having a villager breeder on my main camp is somewhat annoying. Iron golems get everywhere, sometimes the villagers escape, stuff happens. But now if I ever want a villager, there's a cozy little hut where I will go. Oh, they must love my architectural design. They already started breeding. Use the bread, make the babies. Tomorrow they're getting carrots because I ran out of bread and I want to pack that thing. It's not on my main camp. I think that's enough villagers for now. They'll keep spawning as I remove them. Now, tonight I'm trying to catch a zombie. As you can see, it's going splendid. There were too many tonight. Couldn't get it. Didn't want to die by a baby zombie. Day 1023, I spent the day building a more sophisticated zombie trapper. And it worked perfectly. I was able to trap a zombie right where I wanted him. Oh yes, my children. Tomorrow, the real profits begin. Well, before you make profits, you always want to protect your assets, so today I installed a wood wall. I just wanted to keep new monsters out of the breeder area and control the flow of iron golems. This is a very low-budget prototype zombie villager infector, and I hope it works today. The villager escaped, but it was 100% my fault. It's sloppy, but it totally works, pretty much like everything else I've built so far. Day 1026, I cured my first zombie farmer. Hopefully that iron golem on the right doesn't eat him. Nice, 1 cured villager. Hopefully he doesn't remember who infected him. I'm gonna try a different design here now, and most of day 1027 was me setting that up. This design for trapping zombies is a little better, I guess. Still very ugly. Gotta remember that this was all for experimentation. I think eventually I'll set up something more efficient, but for now, I'm just getting valuable information on these zombies and zombie villagers. The dream, of course, is to have a cheap cheapo mending librarian, but this one only sells me sweeping 3 and some discounted name tags, so it's not a total L. At night, I took some time to upgrade the storage on my melon farm. As you can see, it's getting pretty thick. Hey, I did some mining day 1031 and actually found some diamonds, which always feels pog. I went mining because I needed gold and didn't want to destroy my archway, but look at me now. I replaced it with diamonds, but you know I'm probably coming for those later too. But for now, I'm coming for this man's life. He tried to sell me Frostwalker 2. Plague Town has seen quite a lot of tragedy so far, but I think in the end, we'll definitely thank them for it. One thing that's a little unfortunate about this new Nether update is sometimes things would just randomly break. Like here, the pillagers wouldn't spawn, so no raids for me today. That's fine, I took some time and started restocking the villager breeder near my house. And after forcibly employing these two gentlemen, they made their first child for me. Productive day. Yeah, more the same day 1036, just moving villagers from Plague Town to the orphanage. There were a few setbacks. This one was smart. He knew that hell was better than everything I was about to do to him. Quite a lot of kids in here. I'm saving so much money on taxes. My plan here is to grab a bunch of farmers, infect them, cure them, and then sell them melons. That definitely sounds illegal though, so the whole operation's gonna be underground. Listen, I want to treat my villagers nicer. I'm gonna have to infect them with diseases in the process, but I swear, in the end, quality of life will improve. Cause you know, really, no one wants to see this. This just makes people feel bad. There's too many of them in there. Today I built the area in which the villagers would be infected. It's pretty ugly, made out of cobblestone, but you know, it's on the side of the camp, whatever. It's incredibly low tech, but I'll show you how it works. Step 1 is to wait for everyone to go to sleep so there's no witnesses. I then lock a farmer in this tiny room and then lure a zombie inside. Once the infection's complete, I kill the regular zombie and then cure the zombie villager. It's that simple. Villagers processed in this way will buy 1 melon or pumpkin for 1 emerald. It's a pretty sweet deal. So now the only thing left is to fill her up. I'm not gonna do too many. I think 10 will do. I can infect and cure about 2 melon men per day. It's a delicate procedure, but it's worth it in the end. But even with the small amount of melon people that I already have, I'm starting to experience some seriously good profits. And you know what's great about these profits? No one has to die, and there's no raids, just melons. And just real quick, take a look at these villagers. Don't they look happy? I think day 1046 is gonna be my last day of this. I accidentally killed a melon man, which is just such a waste. I've already got 6 of them in there, and they already buy up all of my melons. So now I'm at a point where I have to increase my melon supply, so it's time to work on my auto melon farm. I'm also layering in pumpkins because the melon men will buy those too. This is gonna be very profitable. That's all I did the next day too. If I make it too big and have a surplus of melons and pumpkins, I can always make more villagers. At this point, the only thing holding me back is my supply of observers and pistons, which I ran out of today. But I got it up to 13 levels, which is pretty thick. So now I just gotta hang out in camp for a few days to check the balance between melon men and melon farm. We'll see. Day 1051, I'm chillin', illin', emerald shimmering. Eating that bread, no death, only living. I'm letting the melon farm produce for a few days, so I'm cleaning up some chores I've had in camp, like brewing tons of fire potions. I had to make those fire potions to find netherite, and I'm level 69, so I'm probably my luckiest right now. Let's go. I spent the entire day flying to make sure I ended up in a new part of the nether so I could find the netherite. But before I farm netherite, I'm gonna check out a bastion. I went straight to their ancient monument and started destroying it. That's a lot of gold there. The pigs didn't care. I had a gold helmet on, so I looked like one of them. I also farmed up a ton of blackstone. This stuff is nice. It's like stone, but black. Wow! Enough distraction. It's time to go for that ancient debris. To mine this stuff is pretty expensive, but it's not exactly a difficult procedure. Maybe a little dangerous, but I did get a ton of them. By the end of day 1056, I had 17. Though I don't know why I flew back through the overworld. That's just a waste of rockets. I then turned my current set of armor into full netherite. It's not perfect, but we'll get there. Of course, I'll still need tools, but netherite mining is dangerous, and now I'll feel a little safer. I also made insane profits on melons, and the only thing to die was the melons. Today, I'm making another underground shop right next to the monster farmer for some clerics. I had one in there by the end of the night, and now he'll buy rotten flesh from me for an okay exchange rate, I guess. It's basically trash anyway. Then I got a second cleric infected, cured, and stuck in the floor. I know I said earlier that nothing was gonna get hurt, but you know, some things are gonna get hurt and some profits. Day 1061, I made a lot of profits, and also this machine that shoots off a firework once per day. I'm mostly just focused on creeper kills here for TNT. My tools aren't netherite and it's bothering me. But you gotta remember, the whole time I'm farming creepers, I'm also growing melons. After a quick day of profits, day 1064, I prepared myself to go back to the nether. Preparation is key. I again spent all of day 1065 flying through the overworld. Should have done this in the nether. In a single day, I got 17 ancient debris, which is already enough for tools, but I'm gonna keep going. And after 2 days and 2 stacks of TNT, I had 33 ancient debris. You know, who cares if I flew back through the overworld? I'm rich! I can afford it. Today was a great day. I watched every piece of my ancient debris cook. I put netherite on all of my tools, including a hoe. It's day 1069. I had to. It also happens to be an achievement. Now that I have netherite tools, I'm back in Plague Town trying to get a librarian to sell me a mending book. And I had to kill 2 today. You know, maybe I'll have more luck finding a mending book with my camp spawner. I think I might have too many villagers on this side of the camp. There really shouldn't be that many golems here. I tried for another solid day to get one of these guys to sell me a mending book. and none of them would. I'm losing my patience here. You know, I'm just gonna go fishing. Maybe I'll get a mending book. Everything will be good. No one will have to die. It'll be nice. I fished for 2 days. It's been a while. It was very peaceful. But still, no luck on that mending book. Well, I'm in the Nether day 1075. Gotta get lava for something. Oh guys, I left for 2 minutes. What happened? Oh no! If you ever need to thin the villager herd and don't want your trades to be awful, use lava. They can't tell you killed them. It works on the golems too. And it's free iron. Oh wow, the sun's coming up. Have I really been murdering for a whole day? Yeah, there were a lot of golems though, so the killing didn't stop on day 1076. Killing golems in the rain is probably the saddest thing I've done yet. I don't know. Chief dying was pretty sad. All right, now I've got less beds in the breeder. The population should be a little more controllable. I also added a little area on top where the iron golems will get trapped if they spawn. Still no mending, and I tried all day. I needed some material day 1078, so I did some mining. I'm trying to upgrade my melon farm. I also need some sand, so the next day I went back to the Pit of Profits to destroy this landscape some more. You know, it's been a while since I had to shovel all day. I miss this. The last thing I need to restock my melon farm supplies is some oak wood, so that's what I did on day 1080. So now it's back to building more layers of my auto melon / pumpkin farm. This thing has been very profitable, though construction had to halt by the end of the day. I'm out of dirt. Kind of embarrassing. I got some dirt and I'm back to it day 1082. This thing's getting pretty tall. Again, I'm out of supplies. This time it's cobblestone. However, I started to run into some problems day 1084. My game kept crashing. I think this farm is getting too big. It's like 20 levels. I don't know, I can't count that high. I'm changing up the design of the melon business day 1085. I think this is a little more appropriate. You might cringe at me using my fist for this, but this is delicate work. Can't let the employees escape. I'm also going to be infecting a Fletcher tonight. I have tons of sticks that I want to sell it. Busy day today. Gotta finish up those melon shingles. You know, that looks kind of nice. And if you think about it, it's also very expensive. Melons are worth a lot now. I don't have footage for day 1087, just 1088. I'm pretty sure they're both just AFK footage. I wanted to check my melon farm. And the sound's kind of messed up day 1089, but it was pretty much more the same. Fixed up my tools and got melons. Now there's no sound. Hope this doesn't happen for too many days. Anyway, today I fixed up the cake factory. Too bad there's no sound. Today was a good one. No sound again the next day, but you're only missing out on some melon construction. Sound's back day 1092. All I did today was profits and cured a stone cutter. The stone cutters are great. You can sell stone, diorite, clay, you can buy bricks and quartz, they're awesome. And look at that, day 1093, I'm shoveling clay. It's profitable. And I'm also thinking of investing in more melon men. They're very profitable. I do have a pretty effective system for infecting and then curing zombie villagers. Tonight, I got 2 new farmers.
Alright guys, sit in your chairs, I'll come back when you're done changing.
Haha! Did you forget that it's now the 3-year anniversary of being in hardcore Minecraft? This is why I fixed up the cake factory. I wanted one homemade for my 3-year celebration. I put it on top of 3 diamond blocks in my treasure room. It's a weird tradition, but it's my tradition. That only took a second. Most of today was spent corralling the farmers I just made. But now I'm back in the nether grabbing some nether blocks. There were a lot with the new update. It's a bit annoying that the sections of nether around my compound aren't the updated nether, but today I found a new section of nether only about 1,000 blocks away, which for me ain't too bad. I was down there for 2 days straight. I don't have plans for all these blocks I'm grabbing, but it'll be nice to have them. You know, I have a good stack of gunpowder, and I'm feeling pretty inspired. Let's do some netherite mining. Nice, I got 15 ancient debris today, and only had to go about 1,000 blocks away from camp. While that's good, I gotta be careful though. Day 1099, I mined out a whole section and didn't find a single ancient debris. Day 1100 started by putting up a nether tree in the camp. I like this blue one. A new monument was also erected. The more eternal flame. This will burn until I am dead, which hopefully will never happen. Day 1101, I'm putting some carpet down in the storage room. This should be fun to run up and down. That's a nice touch. I like that a lot. I'm carving out some more too. I have so many items. And today I'm gonna be riding a strider with a warped fungus on a stick. Oh, look at that. It's already done. We spent the whole rest of the day vibing together. I'm actually trying to get the thing back home, but it was a little more difficult than I thought.
Yo, my man, you don't look so good.
The next day I built a quick little containment chamber. That should be fine. I then got another strider in the cage, filled up the lava, and they started a family. The footage corrupted here because it's just so hot. Later I was just admiring my striders when a creeper blew up right behind me. Kinda tickled. I'm okay. You know, that strider cage gave me another idea, and I'm gonna have to go through the nether for this one. Though all of today was spent making this tunnel a little bit wider. I'll show you why tomorrow. Now I am in the jungle. Here, there are no laws, but I gotta wait till it stops raining. I might be powerful, but I'm not more powerful than the jungle. It feels like a lifetime since I saw this panda, but now I'm back to claim him. Not sure what's gonna happen here. Hope you don't suffocate. When I went through, he wasn't there. I'm fairly certain he's dead. Forget about that guy. I found 2 close pandas the next day. Listen, it should be panda accessible on the other side. You can trust me with your children. Everyone made it except that first guy. The big boys are too thick and can't jump, so I've got to move the baby, and oh, it's slow. It can be a little faster if you hook and then yank them, but not by much. I got this one basically all the way there, and then he grew up. We're really not that far from the main camp. All I should have to do is put this panda in the minecart, and we should be there. I tried to get him out of the cart, but he was too chunky, and I couldn't hit it, and he started biting me. Oh, it happened so fast. Ah, we got even more bad news. Day 1111. I want to grieve, but I gotta fix this. The orphanage is quite an abomination. You know, I don't know much about iron farms, but I'm hoping I just constructed my first one. I already get tons of golems to spawn on top of the orphanage. I'm just trying to see if I can get an easy conversion here. It's definitely not the prettiest build in the world, but it should produce some iron, so there's that. I gotta transport some pandas safely through the nether, so these iron golems are making a great sacrifice. This zombie should also make the farm go a little bit faster. Iron golems spawn off villager fear, so I'm trying to harvest that fear here. Still by day 1115, the breeder part's working, but the iron farm isn't. Maybe it'll take a second, maybe I'm just bad. So I'm just bumming about camp today, making sure everything works. At the very least, I can always drag these golems in every time. Today I tried to add a basement to the breeder. The kids loved it. And finally, some proof my farm works. It's bad, but it works. More villagers seems to fix the problem, but that's what gave me problems before. I don't like this. You know what's nice though is with all this experimentation, I'm still making melon profits every single day. Day 1120, I checked on my Strider family and they were gone. What happened? I tried not to trouble myself too much with that thought and picked some flowers in the swamp. I spent day 1121 grabbing another Strider from the nether. I had just finished putting him in his cage when it started to rain. Oh, Barry, no, I'm sorry, Barry! Barry, please hold on, Barry! I see what happened to that family now. That's really sad. Well, it's thunderstorming. Might as well try to get some monster heads. I was able to get one zombie head. I'll take it. I also installed a roof to make sure no Strider families would ever die here again. The next day, we got Bobby and Billy, and they had a new berry. We're all good. All right, it's time to stop getting distracted. I gotta get some pandas. I still got 2 heifers back at the portal, but I'm gonna have to figure out how to breed them in the nether. It was tedious, but not too complicated. Just had to put some dirt where the netherrack was. So now the pandas will breed even if they're in the nether. So if this new baby dies, I'm good. We got him. I used a boat this time. It was way easier. All right, now I'm going back for another one, and hopefully by the end of today, I can breed these in camp. He grew up. Didn't make it. I tried to stop the cart, but it was moving too fast. Fine, I'm just gonna expand the whole tunnel to be panda accessible. I really hope nothing else goes wrong. That was a lot of work. It all went wrong. This time I punched the panda. That didn't kill him though. It was my uber powerful thorns armor. I'm just too strong. He broke upon me. At least day 1129, it was all over. I got 2 pandas on the compound. Bruh, don't be sad. You got so much breeding to do. I'm gonna try to give these pandas some luxury. They've been through a lot. So today I'm in the jungle ruining ecosystems. I'm starting construction on the panda crib day 1131. It was looking okay by the end of the day. Still need some detail work and grass. Today the breeding began. I basically now have unlimited pandas. You want a panda, bruh? I'll sell you a panda. We keep it low key. I also fixed up the enclosure and, you know, just spent the day with them. They're fun. The pandas got me spending more time on this side of the camp and it needs some landscaping, so I cleaned that up today. But today I was inspired to make a monument to all of the dead pandas. And this mountain is pretty bare. You know, I've been meaning to light this mountain up since I started existing here, and this is a good excuse for it. I'm going to need some quartz though, so day 1135 was spent in the nether. Hopefully this comes out looking okay. I'm not the best pixel artist. Not sure what I'm gonna do about the ears, but I think at least the face is getting there. I decided to go with a crying design to keep the mountain somber. I can't even remember how many pandas were lost. And the monument got even sadder when a creeper exploded during the final touches. Oh man, it just blew out the back of his head entirely. No, I fixed it, it's good, it's not gonna get blown up again, and I love it. So now I've got pandas, and I've atoned for all of their deaths. Time to grab some polar bears. This was way easier because they can be lassoed. I then slapped together a pretty basic polar bear enclosure fairly quickly. They live simpler lives than pandas. I'm definitely gonna have to spend some more time on this ice spike. This thing is ugly. Scaffolding and Google Images is what got me through most of the construction. Without that, I would have been done. I also layered in some snow. This place is looking a little wonderlandy. And once I get this glass wall up, it's ready for polar bears. If you're wondering, this is where the bears have been the whole time, tied up like the dirty animals they are. I left with 6 and arrived with 5. I'm okay with those numbers. And it was truly finished day 1146 with the installation of this massive spruce tree. Oh yeah, I got polar bears, panda bears, this is nice. You know, I haven't mentioned it, but pretty much every single day I make some serious melon profits. And hey, tonight it looks like raids are gonna work again. Let's get one. I've been meaning to test out my netherite armor for a while now, and not surprisingly, it performed exceptionally well. I was already very strong thanks to my beacons, but with the netherite, I'm even stronger. Not much happened day 1149. Tors was standing over my shoulder as I gave her a tour. And day 1150, I put my hero status to work, making some nice profits at Glasstown. Today, it's time to put some of those emeralds I've been making to good use. Sure, my house is tall, but it's not the maximum height that you can go in Minecraft. And that's what I'm doing today, big ol' house expansion. I have no idea how many emeralds it's gonna take, so I just wanted to get started. started. My mansion's quite large, I'm really gonna need some more emeralds for this. But if I'm putting these emeralds on my house, I'm treating these villagers well. So it's time to build some infrastructure. I'm building a new spot for some cartographers in the Pit of Profits. I'm gonna call it the Pit. Right now it's just a box, but it's gonna make me so much money. Just putting on some of the finishing touches today. It's got a nice desert theme. I'm not gonna light up the surrounding area, the Pit of Profits. I think that'll hurt the aesthetic. I added some iron golem muscle that should help keep stuff away. I'm also trying to find a clean way to infect all the villagers, and I have that in the back. All right, I'm gonna fix some things, add in some dogs, corrupt a little bit, and I think it's finished. Definitely a good idea to keep the pit unlit. Look at that. Ooh, so I got my first cartographer today. He's in the process of being cured. I'm gonna get 9 more. So I had to run home to make some potions for the villagers. Despite how it looks on day 1159, it's actually going pretty well. What's cool is it works 24/7 because these zombies don't die in sunlight. They die from arrows though. I'm really starting to perfect the strategy. I'm up to 4 villagers with 1 being cured today. The next day I got 3, so now I'm up to 8. 1 more day I should be done. I made just enough golden apples to get 10 cured cartographers. This is gonna be really profitable. Now I've got 10 cured cartographers in the pit. It's time to test out these profits. But I'm gonna do a raid first to maximize. Raid was fine, but they spawned in my polar bears. Come on. I had so many totems, I decided to jump off my house to flex. But what I didn't know is that when I hit the ground, I would lose my hero status. So now I have to do another raid. At least they didn't spawn in the pandas. It's really not much. I've got full netherite and maxed beacons. These guys are easy. So now the pit cartographers will give me 1 emerald for 1 glass pane. The way this trade works out, every piece of sand that I shovel is almost worth 3 emeralds. Needless to say, I made an absolute mountain of money here, and it was super efficient. And again, day 1169 was constant ding-a-ling sounds the whole time. In total, I got 2,951 emeralds, and that was it, IRS. And even with all of that, the house is nothing more than some emerald support beams up top. Well, looks like it's back to shoveling. At least all of these sand blocks are worth 3 emeralds apiece. Though it's not really shoveling with this shovel, it's more like erasing. I let that glass cook for a day, and in the meantime, I fixed up Glasstown. Yep, time to take out this old ugly cobblestone tower that I never used. I did a raid the next day. A witch killed a polar bear with poison. Of course I made profits, but truly, at what cost? I know I said earlier I was fixing up Glasstown, but this place is going to need a lot more work. My selfish capitalism has not been kind to these people. There's a lot of citizens to Glasstown, and no longer will they all live in a sandstone box. I mean, they're still gonna live in sandstone boxes, but it'll be separate sandstone boxes. You know, I'm curious to see what happens. Today I'm just gonna leave their door open and see if they go. And in the meantime, I'm gonna grab Bad Omen for another raid. I completed the raid with no problem, and then the Melon Men set off some fireworks. That's kinda nice. Of course, then I went straight back to the pit and started collecting on some serious dividends. If I'm a hero and I sell every bit of glass that I can to the pit, I'll make 42 emerald blocks per day. Pretty good. Of course, all of these profits are going straight to my house, and by the end of today, I should have 3 corners done, so we're getting there. It doesn't really appear that the villagers of New Glasstown want their freedom. This is just all they know. Eventually, I'll force them into freedom, but for now, I let them rest. Now I'm getting pretty close to finishing up that 4th corner, and that should be the bulk of the emeralds for the top of this house. Of course, I'm not done yet, though, so it's back to another raid. Normally, I finish the raids up in 1 day, but this one took a while because some pillagers were hiding. Whatever, at least today they didn't spawn in my polar bears. The 4 corners of the Emerald Tower expansion are done. I don't know if you can tell, but it was quite a lot of emeralds. Of course, I'm nowhere near done, but at least the frame's up. So now the job is putting rooms in the Emerald Tower. Again, I have no idea how many emeralds this is going to cost. I'm using dirt as a floor placeholder. I want all the floors to be different, like the bottom of the tower. I got 11 floors done today, and this thing is starting to take shape. And the shape is big. Though I really seem to be wasting a lot of rockets going from my compound to New Glasstown, so I'm building a space elevator there. The whole thing was done in a day because I am magnificent. I'm still working on some New Glasstown renovations. Today I'm getting rid of this massive lava spire. I put up some more huts and installed some glass windows. It was a good day. No one seems to appreciate all the work I've been doing to free this town. So today there were some company-wide layoffs, while the executives at the top received substantial bonuses. I'm literally offering these people free real estate. They won't take it. I changed up the rail design system today. There's no need for any more abductions. Oh, would you look at that? Raid time again. Wow. This one I was able to beat in a single day because I'm the strongest being in this universe. I know I just got done making a space elevator, but I broke the one on my compound. I guess I don't really have to go anywhere. I have so many emeralds to place on my house. Structure is done today. I have framed it all the way up. I was gonna go make some more money, but apparently forgot how elytras work. I spent all of day 1198 making fire potions. Only you can prevent life-altering burns. I needed those potions for the nether. I'm grabbing quartz for my floors. I spent 2 days grabbing quartz, and I'm fairly certain I'm gonna run out. My house is huge. For now, I'm just gonna make the floors all quartz. They'll be different later. I just couldn't handle dirt being on my house. So now I've got to be creative and come up with some different floor designs for the massive amount of floors in my house. These are all subject to change at any time, but I had a lot of fun today. Day 1203, I replaced all the birthday candles on my land with glowstone. That was a big day. Really hope nothing starts spawning here now. All right, mouse needs some windows. Time for another raid.
Did the raid because, you know, I'm like really strong and stuff.
You know whenever I think about how easy it would be to make my house out of wood or stone, I think about how hard it would be to make this house out of netherite blocks. It could always be worse. Remember that. Anyway, the house is really starting to become something with all of these windows, and I'm getting fairly close to the top. You know, it's kind of hard to see the whole house at once, like it's almost too big. Too big doesn't exist, just ask your mom. The boss was in day 1208, so productivity was through the roof. Got enough emeralds to go all the way to the top though, and made a pretty bougie throne. So now I've got all the shapes for the windows, and I'm filling them in with some green glass panes. The job was done a little faster than I thought. I was all the way up to the new throne room by the end of the day. And now I'm in the nether. Whoa, can't stop me. I'm gonna skip all the nonsense, and by the end of the next day, got 5 wither skeleton skulls. You know what happens next. I'm fighting the wither day 1212. Shouldn't be too bad. The wither really isn't that hard. At this point, it's basically just a formality. Of course, with that wither kill, I can make a beacon, and I placed that beacon on the top of my house. I put Binks up there, so now he owns everything in the world. I'm still not done. I'll probably never be done. But today I'm carving out the top so it's not as boxy. With the beacon there, this was a little more work than I thought, but I went to college, I can figure this out. This is what I came up with. Not too intricate, but at least it's not flat. Whatever, it's not like you can even see the top from the ground. So after spending quite some time on the construction of this house, I think I need a little break. And for someone like me, a break means nether exploring. Exploring, harvesting, and just having a good time. The nether's really changed since the new updates. I'm very safe when I'm down there. Almost every single hazard in the nether can be avoided by drinking a fire potion, and I have tons of those. Alright, now it's time to use some of this nether plunder on my house. Here I tried making a respawn beacon. As you can see, I tried. Not sure what happened there, but I'm never using one of those again. This is really not a small hole, but you know, maybe insurance will cover it. I fixed up the landscaping and decided to make it nicer than before. I also played with the idea of blackstone walls. That's a solid maybe. Back in the nether, but not for blackstone. This time I'm looking for an ocean monument. I'm just using the nether to travel. The ocean monuments are in the overworld. I got a little distracted though and did some light looting while on the way there. The farther I go away from my house, the more frequent all of these new nether things are. It's kinda nice. Who cares about ocean monuments? Look at all these gold blocks. I should have been caring about these ocean monuments though. Day 1220, I found 2 of them right next to each other. I'm gonna be here for a few days, so I made a little base. It's always nice to have some place to lay your head. It's not the nicest Minecraft house in the world, but that's only because that house is on my compound. I'll be using the cow method to conquer these ancient monuments, so I set up a little pasture around my house today. Day 1224, I wrangled up a bunch of cattle and took them back to the shack. We gonna have some fun, yay! Now that I have everything I need, I can finally start my way into one of the 2 monuments. Despite how powerful I am, I'm very careful here. I really don't trust these things, even with the cow method. Is all of this a little unnecessary? Maybe, but I don't live near here, so I don't have to look at it. All right, the cow's going in tomorrow. This should be good. There's always a thick boy in the top of the monument, and I went to work quickly killing him. Most of this day was spent carving out a hole in which where the cow will live. I bet you're starting to wonder why I'm here, and it's vanity. I love these sea lanterns. They're incredibly pretty lights, and made even more so because you have to go to ocean monuments to get them. By day 1228, I killed all of the elder guardians, so now I don't have to worry about mining fatigue or milk. Then I grabbed every sea lantern I could get my dirty little hands on. Yeah, once you take away the guardians and the water, this thing is pretty much done. Now I have to resupply. It takes a whole day. The monuments are very far away. Now I'm going after that second monument. They're right next to each other. It's a great spawn. Like before, I was close to getting in there by the end of the day. Here's a real good shot of how close these monuments are, by the way. I've never seen anything like this. And the second monument's going exactly like the first one. I got the cow in today. The second monument happened to have a massive room of sponges. This is gonna make this so easy. It's easy and enjoyable to run through these monuments with sponges. Look at those little things. Helpless. And day 1, 2, 3, 4 had even more. I killed this large fish who was flopping on the floor. And next, of course, is day 1, 2, 3, 5. Here I still have a guardian to make, not alive. Poetry is the photography of the writing arts. Now I'm back at my house because I'm so fast and powerful. Fast and powerful? Yes. Done with my renovations? Never. In the nighttime of day 1237, I was trying to catch a skeleton. Everything was going fairly well until my amazingly powerful Thorns armor killed him. I was hoping not to have to do this, but I think I'm just gonna spawn my own skeleton up on the whatever floor. I don't know, it's like 10, 13? I have so many. That night, some creepers and spiders spawned, but no skellies. I'm running into the issue of getting around my house, so today I installed some emerald balconies up high. It provides texture, and I can fly to a specific floor, at least a little bit closer, instead of taking the big old ladder in the middle. I thought I got a skeleton in the house tonight. Too bad I'm too powerful. So I wasted some diamonds to make some lowly diamond armor without any enchantments so I could finally catch this skeleton. Finally it went in, but I wrecked the carpet doing it. All the work was worth it though. I have a skeleton with pants in my house now. You know, a slime room would be really cute. I'm not gonna show it, but that first one died. I need to set up a little infrastructure before we start capturing slimes. That didn't take long. strong, I'm powerful, and this slime is bigger. It was pretty easy to get him in the house. I just had to make a dirt staircase and he followed me right up. The slime also came fairly close to killing me. It would have been an awful way to go. I watched that clip back a couple times, and if it weren't for the beacons, I'd definitely be dead. Day 1244 was a day of slow and easy profits. I almost died yesterday. Need to take one. I'm still mostly trying to get some profits today. I've got some dirt on my house that needs to be turned into emeralds. The balconies are really what my house has been missing. It's a lot easier to get around when I have multiple entry points. Sure, they're not accessible for those who do not fly, but I don't care for them. Ha! Now I'm back in the end. Of course, this is all about me decorating my house. I'm mostly going for end rods, but if I run into an end ship, you know, I'll take the elytra. On my way back, I passed through L-Town, and I shouldn't have, because now I just want to spend more time renovating it. Aw, same thing with Ghost Town, all these towns. I want to make them pretty. Now I'm on a quest to get some new netherite armor. My stuff's good and all, but it's not perfect. It took me 140 levels to make these boots, but they're absolutely perfect and totally worth it. I took the old boots and put them on one of my sentinels. It's not like I have a use for them anymore. I'm gonna need a lot more levels to get more perfect armor. Good thing villager trades give great XP. They also give emeralds, which I need for my house. I'm just being so efficient here. Today I built a bedroom, though. I want it way high up, and I want it to be nice. And if you're wondering, no, I really have no idea what I was trying to accomplish here. It didn't work anyway, so whatever. There isn't really a point to all of this. It really just has to be a room with a bed in it. I spent another full day on vanity, and now the bedroom is finished. The map is a little off, but I can always fix that. But there's no time like the present, so today I'm map making. Still out here map making, but this is a big one. It took half an elytra to get to every corner. I was also grabbing blue orchids while I was out, and today I made a dedicated patch of them on my land. Later my disposal system broke, and I threw out the manual, so I'm not sure what's up. So day 1255, I spent some time making a disposal system with a little less technology. You drop everything you want to get rid of in this water, it all goes to one little block, and then you pull this lever, and it all disappears. So I spent some time cleaning everything up. I've got some really dirty chests. Why do I have a chest full of saddles on the first floor of my house? Not sure, but I'm getting rid of them. There was quite a lot of garbage, so I spent another day burning all my possessions. Day 1257 was a great one though. I'm finally finished with all of these balconies. It gives my house so much more function, and I really like the look of them on the side. With that done, I felt ambitious, enough to take on a Java Trident farm. But not here. They have to go in the sky, and I don't want to ruin any skyline. It's actually going on this fairly thick river by New Glasstown. This is definitely not a project for the weak. It's gotta be up in the air, it takes tons of materials, and it has to be very precise. I got the basic outline done today, and it's time to fill it in. However, first I must mine. I need mountains of cobblestone. I'm also lighting up some caves, which in the end should help the drowned farm. I'm still mining day 1261, but today should be the last. Alright, now I just have to place 2 days worth of cobblestone, and it should be good. All I'm gonna say is I'm glad I didn't build one on my compound. What's really cool is it actually works. I was able to make drowned spawn in this little chamber. I'm essentially tricking the game, building a large river tank where drowned spawn more often. There's another mechanism that I'm trying to build right now that'll capture the drown and make them easy to kill, but that's what I'm worried about. But why worry about that when today marks the first day of the new Nether update? Up until this point, I was playing on snapshots of the Nether update, but now the Nether is fully updated and stable, so I finally feel like I can explore it. Today I bred some of these things. Hawklands? It was harder than it looks. The bastions are my favorite. Not only do you get gold, but also tons of blackstone. Throughout 2000 days, more updates were added, but I was very happy to have the official release here. Anyway, I enjoyed myself and explored all areas of the Nether. I'm still exploring day 1266, mostly going for gold. There's so much of it down here. It's crazy. I can't tell you how long it would take me to get all that gold from mining in the overworld. And I got even more gold from these blackstone fortresses. Today I went through 2. All of them are just a tiny bit different, and it makes clearing them a lot of fun. Now I'm full of new Nether items, so I'm gonna have to take a day and go back home. Remember, I have to fly pretty far away to find new Nether. I had so many items, it took most of day 1269 to stash them all away. Once I got that settled, it was time to flex. You know, I always thought the monument to myself needed something, and that golden emerald crown looks pretty nice. I'm still using my Nether profits. Today I renovated the bridge to the Wither Shack. It's bigger than it looks. This may take 2 days. I was lucky. Today I had just enough blackstone to finish the bridge. I'm still debating on making all the walls blackstone. We'll see. Day 1273, I built a gold piston door under the compound for an idea you'll see later. It took all day because I'm the best with redstone. I want all the villagers in their purest of forms, and I'll keep them down here, the vault. It's still a work in progress, but I got my first one in today, a normal little villager. I'm not sure if I'm gonna let him keep his farmer job. We'll see. Getting the different outfits for all the villagers isn't that difficult. You just have to breed them in the correct biome. So if I want some savanna villagers, I have to build a cozy cobblestone breeder in a savanna. Unfortunately, today it's not working. The desert people are just making more desert people. Oh, where'd all the desert people go? They left. Yeah, they just left. I wasn't recording, but I got one the next day. These little red ones are probably my favorite. And now that one lives in a savanna-themed apartment. You get what I'm doing here? Today I got one from the desert. It was easy. I own many. Of course, for him, I built a nice little sandstone apartment. I'm also right by a swamp, so getting some swamp people shouldn't be that hard. These are also an interesting villager, because you don't see him a lot. I love the leaf on top of his head.
Hush now. You are in the arms of the notable.
Here I'm gonna take a break from grabbing villagers to design the outside. The concept's coming along. I think I'm getting somewhere. But that's a little better. And no, I don't think it's too much. Really not sure exactly what happened, but now we're on day 1290. You know, sometimes days just get lost. There's 1,000 of them in this video. Anyway, today I'm in the jungle. I bet you know why. I'm pretty sure jungle towns don't even exist, but the plan is to bring some villagers to the jungle and then make them breed. To do this reliably though, I'm definitely gonna need a lot more track. I do know one way to get iron, and somehow it's sadder than actually building an iron farm. No part of this is practical, but you know, 4 irons, 4 irons. Step 1 complete. I got my first villager into the jungle. It took all day because it's very far away. I didn't waste too much time with the build here. I just put a box up in a tree. Unfortunately though, I didn't make it panda accessible. Well, good thing I built that monument. Good news, panda number 2. You're now panda number 1. Getting another villager to the jungle took all day again. He tried to escape several times. Though now I've got 2 and I can start the breeding. Ah, look at him, my cute little jungle baby. Get out of the boat, panda, you stay. Ah! Made me hit my child. A long day of paddling waited. I got the spruce villager during those games I wasn't recording, and now I'm building the final hut for the ice villager. One problem I'm realizing with the vault is I can hear pandas. For now I'm gonna deal with it, but I can always move the vault or kill the pandas. I know where there's a tundra, I just have to tunnel first to get there. Oh wow, look, I'm already here, a snowy village. There's no villagers here, I have to bring my own. This just happens to be the only tundra I know of. Maybe eventually I can fully and nicely rejuvenate this ghost town, but for now I'm just going with a quick and dirty breeder design. Some of the tunnel also needs renovating. This is rated for mushrooms, not boats. A lot of this tunnel needed renovating. It goes about 2,000 blocks. Even in the nether, that's a long way. But after a solid 2 days of mining and placing netherrack, I should be able to fit a boat through here. You know, not much happened today. I boated this villager 2,000 blocks to the nether, and now he's in the tundra. The second villager was not as cooperative. I had to hit him several times. Yes, I had to hit him. If I didn't hit him, he wouldn't learn. Day 1302, I was just paddling when I realized the villager was dead. How did that happen? Maybe I hit him too many times. Whatever, I'll grab another one. Also kind of fun, you get an update on the iron farm. Everything was going fine, the villager was cooperating, but then when I destroyed my boat, it disappeared. Doesn't look like I'm getting it back. And now it's done. I got 2 villagers and a tundra, and they're gonna make some snow babies. Don't mind me, just gonna stand here and watch. What? That's not right. I just had to move the hut a bit. They were on a snowy mountain, and now they're on a snowy tundra. And look at that little guy. Oh, can't get back though, because I don't have flint and steel. Guess I have to mine some the old-fashioned way. I'm on my way back now, but with the delayed start, my villager grew up. But with that snowy villager, the vault is now complete. I've got them all. Well, still needs a little trim work, of course, but the main event is now in. I also eventually may have to thin out the pandas. We'll see. You know, that's not the only thinning I've got to get done on my land. Not today, though. I'm out of cobble. Always need more iron. My farm is terrible. Why I picked today to start the Skyrail project, I'll never really know, but it's something I've wanted to do and have for a long time now. I'm gonna put a track up here and have it loop around the compound for some nice vibes. It's roughly in by day 1309, and it's pretty nice. You come up here, check out the compound, kind of chill. If I ever don't know what to do, I can always come up here, get a nice view of my land, and then do it. Today I tried to make it so the cart was always moving around the track, and that required a lot more redstone and gold. You know, I love the Skyrail, but I'm kind of already regretting building it. It's a nice idea that's made nicer by all of my little touches, but at the end of the day, I think it's a little ugly. I'm not saying I'm gonna take down the Skyrail. I want one, but I want it to look nicer than this, so I'm gonna keep trying. The next day I put some glass pillars up at the corners. It looks a little better. I'm gonna try to live with it for a little bit, see how I feel. One thing I noticed while looking at my land was this old swamp breeder. I decided on making a little town on the outskirts for him. There aren't too many, won't be big. Rome was not built in a day, but this dirty swamp town was. And after yanking over some golems, day 1314, I think it's finished. Oh, looks like someone had a child. Remember guys, only one. Day 1315, I set up a conduit next to the swamp, so now I can breathe in the shallow waters. I then bone mealed some grass and figured out you can bone meal blue orchids. Oh, and those are my favorite. So that's what I did pretty much all the next day. Just got myself some blue orchids. Oh, and I don't know if you noticed this, but I put some vines on my house and it's honestly becoming a problem. I also for sure have to finish up this melon farm. It's quite the eyesore. I'm not gonna go too much higher up. It already produces more than enough melons for me. Day 1318, I'm done. It's finally time to seal up the melon farm. The top doesn't look right just being flat, so I'm gonna build something, I guess. I decided to put a nice little room at the top of the melon farm. Eventually, I'd like to have melon people up here. This is where the executive melon people will work. It's got some nice views. Back to mining day 1321, I need more redstone. I spent all of mine making that Skyrail that I don't even really like. Still mining, looking for that redstone. Got some diamonds too, which I'll always take. Here's what the redstone's for. I'm building a big ugly railway to max height. I guarantee you this railway won't be here forever, but I've got to test some things. Even if it's not gonna be here forever though, I can't for the life of me have this thing be bare redstone. By the end of day 1325, I had a track system that goes pretty much all the way to max height. And I'm going to be doing some villager experimentation up here. By the end of the day, I had this villager in a glass box at almost the max build height. I'm testing a raid farm and an iron farm with this villager, and the first thing we're gonna test is the raid farm. I was wondering what would happen if I got bad omen and stood by this villager, and nothing happened. Absolutely nothing. Should have brought some milk, because now I'm stuck doing a level 1 raid. Day 1329, I tried putting a chunk of dirt next to the villager to see if the raiders would spawn, and they didn't. Part of the reason I'm doing this is the raids on my camp are getting a little tough. The pillagers spawn in weird areas. Sometimes it works out, like here when they all stand in a nice corner, but not always. Now the plan is to increase the size of this sky village, and hopefully that helps me to do raids up here, and if not, I can always turn it into an iron farm. Getting a second villager up into that spawner though was not as easy of a process as you might think. Of course, nothing about this is easy. Look at that, it's at build height. Though day 1333, I got 2 villagers up in the sky spawner. This time when I got Bad Omen, I had a pretty interesting result. The raid started and then stopped, but I didn't get Hero of the Village, so not really what I'm looking for here. Now that it doesn't seem I'm gonna be able to make a raid farm up here, I'm gonna convert this into an iron farm. This was sort of just a test for myself to see if I could do it. See if I could slap together an iron farm from my own design. Not gonna lie here guys, it actually works pretty decently. Iron golems spawn, die, and then I get free iron. I'm not sure if this thing will work while I'm in camp, but it's all about experimentation to begin with, and at least it works while I'm up here. Day 1336, I spent cleaning up some of the failed golems from my golem farm. Day elite, I'm still tinkering with the iron farm. Want to make sure when I build one for real, it's good. It'll be hard for me to get past the fact that I'm burning iron golems alive constantly, but you know, iron's iron. More villagers always helps, especially if you're like me and don't exactly know how to set up the fear mechanism. Or do I know how to set up the fear mechanism? Because where I'm standing, that's quite a lot of iron. Though for some reason, no golems spawned today. I don't know how I broke it, but I broke it. I could be standing too close. Maybe my war crimes have caught up with me. Who knows? I'm sure that'll fix itself eventually. Anyway, today I rode the rail for some inspiration. Gotta see what to do next. There's a spot right near the industrial side of the camp, and I thought I'd blow out its basement with some TNT. It was pretty fun. I could have just dug all this out, but explosions are just way more fun. I'm just putting up a simple frame today, nothing crazy going on. Still making some more headway on construction. Today I put up some walls and intricate windows. And on day 1343, I've given it away. It's a library. Kind of like my underground melon trading ring. Here I'm gonna put some cured villager librarians. And today, the first librarian is going in. You know, I think I did a pretty good job with the part that's supposed to look like a library, but honestly, the sleeping quarters are a little bit homely. Day 1346 was a long one, but by the end, I got another librarian. There's also one being cured at the moment. I'm gonna fill this up fast. Day 1347, while waiting for some villagers to stop being infected, my iron golem killed the iron farm. That's fine, it was annoying anyway. Today was a very good day. I got a mending librarian cured, so now I can buy mending books for 1 emerald apiece. I did some light enchanting today. I've been meaning to put mending on my hoe for a very long time. I'm still hard at work abducting day 1350. I want all of those good enchantments. The librarians aren't only good for enchants, I can also make some money selling books to them. That's what this second basement is for, a nice place to take down the bookshelves and make them into books. Day 1352, I was continuing to stock the library when I ran out of infection juice. So I just took a day and made tons of potions with spider venom. I mean, vitamins. I got a Thorns librarian day 1354. I also got a panic attack when he started to go into my granite block. You know, this entire experience today just makes me want to build something a lot more permanent for trapping villagers. The library is starting to get very full. There's only a few more that I can fit in here comfortably. But between melons and books, I'm really starting to become a rich man. I'm still looking for a villager with aqua affinity though. It's the last enchantment I need to make some perfect armor. That in about 200 levels. It's a good thing trading with my villagers is great for XP levels. Way better than any monster farm. More of the same today. Selling books, melons, and trying to get that aqua affinity enchantment. I got aqua affinity day 1358 and made a perfect netherite helmet. The hard hat. I still need some levels to make a full set of perfect netherite armor, but with how many villagers I have, it shouldn't be too bad. I spent today naming all of my villagers with name tags so I can walk through the library and see exactly what enchantments they all have. And now all the librarians are in. There's 10 of them, though some of them are stuck upstairs. Now that the library is functional, I'm gonna spruce it up so it doesn't look so awful. I have pretty much unlimited book blocks now, and obviously that's gonna go into the design. Did I mention I have perfect netherite armor now? Well, I do, so it's time to test it out with a raid. Boys, I want you to hit me. Hit me as hard as you can. If I'm standing on my compound and have my beacon effects, I'm just saying it right now, I can't die. I'm invincible. They can't even touch me! Even the Vex, which are always the worst part, hardly do any damage. This was easy. So it's great armor. Anyway, back to profits. Back to building. Today I'm trying to fix some issues that I've been having with raids. Here will be a dedicated area where I can fight the raids. It's not a raid farm, more just a place where I kill them all. And it's gonna have its own beacon with only the necessary powers for a raid. I just grabbed some compound beacons, no need to grind the wither. There was also a report of 2 swamp people going missing today. I didn't see nothing. Today I got Bad Omen to try out a raid, and nothing happened. Great. I'm gonna rub some dirt in it, that's what Dad always said. Somehow that got them spawning, but they're more near the swamp village when I wanted them near my obelisk. Though when one wave did go into my trap, they were just so easy to kill. I like the idea, and I think I can get it working better. I'm gonna keep trying. I spent some time today polishing everything up and installing a wall next to the swamp town. Don't want anything bad happening there. Good news is the raid worked perfectly on the obelisk. I'm able to do these things away from my camp. And now that I've added these dirt paths, the villagers are funneled right to my obelisk and to their death. This thing has tons of ways to cheese the raids. I've learned quite a lot over my 2,000 days. I'm also, you know, like really insanely, unimaginably strong. Today I'm making a system where I can turn off the beacons. I like them, but they're kind of ruining my base's skyline. It wasn't that hard to wire up. Now all I do is flick a lever and my base's skyline is saved. I also wanted to check today if my iron farm was working. I'm sort of near it, at least on that end of the camp. It's broken again. Awesome. I'm saying it right now. Iron farms are magic. I did nothing and it's working again. I have no idea why. I'm back to mining today. I need more redstone. I could always destroy that big ugly track I built to max height, but not today. One thing I noticed about my obelisk is there's no escape for emergencies, and that's what I'm building here. Now if I ever fear my life is in danger, I can flick this lever and go down this hole to safety. There's a tunnel down there and I'm lining the bottom with blue ice, the most expensive ice. Here I installed an emergency healing contraption. I shouldn't have to use it, but it's there. And after spending all of day 1380 making splash potions of healing, I tested it today. It should work pretty good. So now I'm testing out an absolute maximum power raid at the obelisk. Let's see how it fares. It still needs a few dirt paths, but it was nice to install them while the pillagers were here. I beat a level 6 raid with no issues in a single day, which was really the whole reason I built this thing. Success! You know, while I've got this maxed hero status, might as well make some profits. I'm still at day 1383, but you should have known that the profits never stop. And after a third long day of profits, I was back on my land to make my obelisk a little bit better. I have these gates on my wall that keep everything very safe, but I also want to be able to open them should pillagers spawn behind. You know, I'm slowly getting better with all this redstone. Maybe all it takes is 2,000 hard days. It's a little hard to see, but the fence is definitely opening when I flick this lever. Another great contraption. Speaking of contraptions, I haven't shown you how truly fast I am down this blue ice hallway. Wow, look at that. Gonna try out another raid today. There's 2 iron golems in those buildings in front of me. Not sure if they're gonna hit the pillagers. It didn't really work. If anything, my golems just got a little tortured today. I don't really need the golems. The raid went fine. It was just an idea that didn't work out. Profits! 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 The only reason I'm not done messing with the obelisk is I'm truly having a lot of fun creating this thing. And now I'm working on a lava pitfall trap for the obelisk on the back end. Wiring the system up to look clean was the biggest challenge here. And yes, I do put redstone on dirt. I don't feel bad at all. By the end of today, it was done, and hopefully will get me lots of kills. Unfortunately, when I did the raid, the pillagers never spawned at the back entrance, so I never got a chance to see the trap in action. It's pretty safe to say that it would only help, especially since I can already do these raids so easily. Made some profits today, and also killed off the desert villagers in my savannah breeder. You gotta remember, taking out the children's the most important part. They are the future. I'm hoping when these guys grow up, they'll make me some good old savannah villagers. Or else. More profits, day 1395. War criminals are generally pretty well off. The savannah babies grew up today, so now I have a reliable source of more savannah babies. Oh, I have plans for them. Oh, just you wait. But now it's time for something a little bit different. No profits today. I'm gonna be clearing out some land between the first villager town I ever found and L-Town. It's just a section of land that's always needed a good solid terraform, and I figured today was a good day to do it. I made that sound like it was a one-day ordeal, but no, there's quite a lot of land here. You know, I can hear the zombies underneath, but I think this time I'm gonna choose to ignore them. But I think now we're pretty much good. Just a little more de-weeding and it's clear. Oh, look at that. A group of pillagers spawned here. That's pretty ironic for what I want to build. Of course, I killed them and then placed the first banner on the Field of Sorrow. You'll see. Gotta clean up this level 1 raid real quick, won't take long. Today I'm working on the Field of Sorrow. I have so many banners from all of the raids I need somewhere to put them. Most of the day was spent getting the spacing right, wanted to make sure each individual banner had some respect. I spent all of day 1400 placing the banners of dead pillagers, and you might be surprised at just how many more I have. I'm gonna have to spend another full day placing banners to finish this thing up. There it is. That's all of them. At least until I get bored again. I knew I had to build this thing far away from camp. It tanks my frame rate and my heart. What a great new addition to the world, and today I'm gonna be carving for another one. It didn't take long to cut a straight tunnel through all the way to L-Town. I've become quite powerful since settling here, and not a thing will spawn inside of it either. I put stone slabs down today. You know, it's been a while since I've seen Warthog. Might be a good idea to take him on a ride down it. It was wonderful. A memory I'll cherish for a long time. Day 1405, I decided I was gonna turn L-Town into E-Town. I owe a lot to this town, and I'm a very rich man. man, this should be splendid. You know, I never would have thought when I first made it to L-Town that I'd be doing anything like this, but look at me now. It's going well, but I'm running low on emeralds. It took quite a lot just to get it to here. You know what this means. It's time for war. Hey, look at that. I finally got a chance to check out the back trap. The pillagers didn't seem to want to go through it. I kind of had to bait them into it, which is just untold levels of dangerous. I could have fallen in myself there. Yeah, it sort of worked, but I think it's a little dangerous to keep it here in this configuration. Kind of crazy how the best trap in this whole system is just some simple water. For the next few days, I made ethical profits in my diversified economy. It was wonderful. Melons, books, glass, it's all making me wildly rich. Oh, and this just came down from the higher ups. No one's getting bonuses, guys. Sorry, it's out of my hands. Day 1412, I'm tackling the L-Town Castle. Let's do it. This was very detailed work I had to do today. It's not as simple as a house, but it came out looking just ooh. The other church is in the way of my revolution, so I'm blowing it up with explosives. Oh, and you gotta know I'm changing up the throne of oppression. When did I think redstone and granite was a good idea? Well, Auto Pumpkin Farm, you never worked. Goodbye. Day 1414, it's almost done, just needs some of those fine touches. And you know, I'm just fixing up some of this builder grade stuff like the mix-matched fences. Always go for fancy lights instead of birthday candles on the ground. Now I'm working on creating a new map for this town. I'm never gonna touch the one on the left to keep it historical. The map didn't take very long, so I started the process of freeing the villagers. Yep, they're no longer stuck in their homes. They're all free to go as they please. How wonderful that would be. I'm on high alert though. With the villagers freed, they're definitely in danger, so I'm increasing the wall today. I also spent a good bit of time making sure the lights were good too. One zombie could ruin this whole town. I needed a few items though, so it was back to camp day 1417.
I had to stay in camp another day. My sheep needed some attending to.
The LTN sign is probably one of my favorite aspects about L-Town, that cyan wool is directly from the L-Town Shepherd. And today I decided to make one twice as big that you can see on the map. Didn't take too much work, and now I have an LTN on the big map. Not necessary, but it's cool. I also did some terraforming. L-Town's needed a good landscape job for a while. Oh, you already know we're getting real high day 1420. Yeah, like really high. As high as you can even be in Minecraft. Note to self, don't build a space elevator under the influence of sweet berries. Finally, I can tear down this old dark oak ladder that goes all the way up to max height in favor of a nice clean bubble elevator. And that's it, the L-Town Emerald renovation is over. I'm really happy with how it turned out. So now I'm back in camp working on something that's probably gonna make me some money. I had an idea for making butchers profitable by making an auto kelp farm. Maybe. I'm not gonna go over my design because it's kind of bad and wasteful and didn't really make me that much money in the end. I had a sparkle of hope when I cured a zombie butcher. I'm gonna be honest, even if I had 10 more of these butchers, the profits wouldn't be that great. I got an idea though, and this one will be great. This farm here is similar to my auto kelp farm, but I think in the end will make me a lot more money. I also went over to L-Town to try to breed some new villagers, but none of them wanted to, despite their massive new financial status. It was as easy as adding new beds, and I got myself some new L-Town children. You know, I really care for this place, so I'm gonna continue renovations. I happen to actually enjoy it. Today I put some diorite next to the granite roads, and it looks pretty good. I started day 1428 by paying my respects. After that, I tried to get the bullseye achievement, which involves shooting an arrow target from far away. I couldn't do it. See, the issue is you've got to hit it perfectly on that bullseye, and like all the other achievements, I'm gonna be cheesing it. And would you look at that, with the press of this button, I got the achievement. Aren't I good? Day 1430 was mostly digging, but a lot of good builds in Minecraft start with mostly digging. I'm building a machine here that will help me to better trap monsters for the purpose of farming heads. It's complicated, and it doesn't work yet, but I swear it will. Today I tested the machine, and it works perfectly. I'll be able to catch zombies, creepers, literally anything. There's still more to build, but at least I know the trapping feature works perfectly. Here's the dream. I doubt it'll work, but it's worth a shot. I'm gonna try to output the tons of monsters in my monster farm to my head factory and potentially get tons of monster heads in one go. All I did today was make a large mess, but hopefully I'll get there. Today I'm building a long tunnel that connects my monster farm to the head factory. I hope this works. My biggest concern here is that monsters might despawn on the way to the head factory, so I'm gonna see if I can fix that. So now I've got two complicated tunnels in the earth, and it's time to make them connect. I'm gonna try my best. So this is where the two tunnels connect, and in theory I'll have charged creepers meeting up with regular monsters here, so I'll have to coat this with obsidian. This looks very much unsafe. Just to be sure, I ran some tests on this thing in creative mode. Obviously, this thing is very dangerous, and I'm not trying to die. This is hardcore. After that creative session, I'm pretty sure this thing won't work as intended, but it should work at least somewhat. This is all supposed to work with a charged creeper, but today I'm testing with a regular one. The whole system is functional. I don't think I'll get massive amounts of monster heads, but I'll at least get some. Now I'm just cleaning stuff up to make it look nicer. I have to live with this thing after all. To truly test it though, I have to wait for a thunderstorm, and who knows how long that'll take. I will say one thing about the monster farm side of this operation. It's very ugly, and I don't think I can fix it. I'm not gonna fully dismantle anything until I have proof that it does or does not work, so for now we're just gonna deal with an ugly monster farm. It's been a while, but you might remember the old head factory. Well, today I'm getting rid of it. I also converted an old nether portal room in my house's basement for some bulk storage. It rained day 1444, but not a thunderstorm. Ugh, whatever, I just did some speed farming. It's amazing profits and a great use of my bone meal. Day 1445, I caught a phantom in my house. It was pretty easy, and he's also fairly high up, so I shouldn't hear his screeches daily. You can tell that he wants nothing more than freedom, and that is why I love him being captured. Back to laboring on head factory infrastructure today, working on a side tunnel so I can watch the monsters go into the head factory. So now I can watch the monsters as they exit my monster farm, which should cut down on despawning. I'm still waiting for a thunderstorm though, and in the meantime, I'm gonna keep building. I had to trap a skeleton tonight. I'm making a music disc farm. If a skeleton shoots a creeper and kills it, it drops a music disc every single time, and I built a machine here to facilitate that. I figured this would be a nice way to burn some time while I wait for a thunderstorm. Unfortunately, the skeleton didn't last very long. My armor's too powerful. I vibed for a little in his memory. Getting another skeleton wasn't that difficult, so I'm gonna continue my quest to get all the music discs. It's not an achievement or anything, just something bored titans like myself do to pass the time. I wasn't recording for day 1453, but like today I was just getting music discs. It's fun listening to them all. Tonight's gonna be the last night of music disc hunting. If I do this too much, I'll get copyrighted. You know, I've been bumming about camp for a couple days waiting for this thunderstorm to happen, but I don't know if that's the best way to go about this. So I took all of day 1457 preparing for a massive trip to the Nether. Can't go yet though, I'm approaching 4 years and I don't want to be in the Nether for that. So today I grabbed some dogs from Ghost Town. Thankfully there were only a few injuries as we crossed the Bridge of Tragedy. I'm gonna see if all these guys lag me if I put them on an island near camp. Today I made a second netherite pickaxe with Silk Touch by the name of Tim 2. I just couldn't evolve, good old Tim. Today marks 4 years in hardcore Minecraft. I won't be counting leap year because the world is flat. Looks like this is the last year I can keep the cake diamond tradition going, but you know, I could always figure something out. I also made a shrine for Tim. He's been a great pickaxe and I'll always have him with me. As promised, it's Nether time and I brought supplies to stay down here for a while. The Blackstone fortresses are pretty nice. Found a free ancient debris in this chest. If you must know, I'm looking for a music disc called Pig Step. It only spawns in these fortresses. And even though I didn't find it today, the new Nether's pretty great. Got a lot of other stuff. Another day, another fortress, but at least I get more of this gilded Blackstone. That's one of my favorite blocks. Day 1464 with my Elytron instead of my plate body, a couple pigmen came fairly close to ganking me. Luckily, I got the high ground and they did not. You can't get too comfy in the Nether, even if you are as strong as me. Pig Step is worth it, but I still don't have it, though the amount of gold I'm getting is satiating me. And despite my recent close call with death, I am getting better at getting through the bastions. Day 1466, my Elytra was getting a little bit broken, so I mined some quartz in the nude to fix it. I know I've been out for a while when one of my Unbreaking 3 Elytras starts to break. I was on my way back home when I noticed another fortress. Might as well hit this one. I love these ones with the big open center. One day I might want to live in one. Anyway, I got a lot of gold. I'm glad I stopped. You know, I might be able to get back home if I could just stop finding these fortresses for 1 second. I went through 2 of them on my way back today, still no Pig Step. I'm home day 1469. Most of it was spent stuffing my treasure in the correct hole. I figured today was a great day to breed the dogs, but they just wouldn't. I guess they don't like my humor. At least the sheep were down to do what sheep do. But this was on the next day, so you know, it just wasn't the same. Now I'm doing something I've been meaning to do for a very long time. I'm building a space elevator near my end shack. Construction was going fine until some ice got in the way. There are many ways to solve this problem, and I chose the one that killed me. But you know, I got like 1,000 totems. This'll save me a lot of rockets. I've got to build them all over. You know, after looking at the beauty that is L-Town now, I got an idea. Go row, dolphin, get! Ah yes, the mansion. How neglected you have been. I'm gonna be fixing this place up. For now, I don't have too much of a plan, but I definitely want to get rid of these trees. It looks like it's in a jungle. I don't mind. Chopping wood is good for the soul. I instantly got bored of chopping and decided to explore the nearby jungle. I was looking for birds and only found devastation. I'm starting to clear out the area, but the mansion is definitely larger than it looks. Burning it though, that was just a bad idea. Didn't take long, hardly got any more burning done before I noticed my house was on fire. You are now witnessing firsthand the Great Mansion Fire of 76. I thought the cobblestone around the base of the mansion would do a lot more than it did against the fire. It did almost nothing against the fire. It spread like wildfire through every layer of the house. At a certain point, I realized I had just totally lost control and decided, you know, let's just let this burn. But it continued to burn into the next day. I have to stop this. My water was pretty much useless. I hardly got any more of the fire out. By the end of the day, it just burnt out. It's bad. There is a positive. The land around the mansion's pretty cleared out. It's cataclysmic, but look at those sight lines. I'm gonna need a lot of this wood just repairing the place, so I spent the day cleaning up. Oh wow, the mansion's still on fire. It's so large I didn't notice. 3 days later, day 1479, the mansion was done burning. Totally wrecked, but at least it's not actively on fire. Gonna be a lot of work to make this thing whole again, but the positive thing is it's kind of cleared out, so I can kind of do whatever I want with it. This will be a lot of work, but I think in the end it'll be totally worth it. But first, I must resupply, so I hopped on Raw Dolphin. And now I'm back. I've got a very important contraption going up today. I'm gonna build an iron farm here at the mansion, and today I'm sourcing the zombie. I got this design off the internet. I'm tearing it down as soon as I'm done with it. I need iron for a rail system that I want to build from the mansion to my main compound compound. This is not the rail system, this is for abducting villagers. All I'm saying is, how can you feel luxurious in your mansion if you didn't take a rail system to get there? But yeah, that's gonna require quite a lot of iron, so I'm gonna do the unethical and make an iron farm. In the end, I'll build a monument to the whole ordeal and I'll feel better about myself. There's gonna be a ton of work at this mansion, and the whole time I should be able to farm iron, which should be very nice. Yeah, I gotta finish up this iron farm. The mansion is quite the wreck. Building this farm from an actual design was a good experience. I definitely think I could design my own better. But now the farm is totally done and certified working. I'm earning iron all the time. Okay, that's not totally true. I had to smooth out a few bumps the next day, but yes, this iron farm is certified working. So now I can truly get started on the massive project of restoring this once great mansion. I'm gonna go layer by layer, starting at the top, which is the most safe. I have no idea how long it's gonna take me. I just know it's gonna be a long time. So because I'm starting at the top, I have a lot of roofing work to get done. And with every dark oak stair I place, I look into the absolute monstrosity that the interior of this house will be. I can definitely tell there's monsters down there, so I'm gonna keep this hole open for safety. Today I decided to take a break from roofing and clear out some of these dead trees. You know, I kinda like how the mushrooms didn't burn. It's a nice aesthetic. You can laugh at me for burning down the whole mansion, but I'd like to see you clear that much dark oak land without fire. Anyway, it was a nice day of chopping in the sun. I can't leave these stumps on my land. Now that the roof is done, I'm gonna work my way down, and hopefully soon I'll have some level of safety. I really want to be careful here. I can tell it's very dangerous on that bottom level. There's a lot of monsters spawning. I took my time, got a nice flat base on the top. The windows are gonna be a challenge for sure. I'm thinking about making them big to give them their own look. I really like this design. It feels a lot more open than the old mansion, especially with the hole in the ceiling. But I'm getting close to sealing up this top portion, and soon I'll have a nice base to do the rest. Where do I even begin here? It's just awful. I guess step one is probably cover this all up so the skeletons can't shoot me anymore. As long as I don't fall down, I should be okay. But if I do fall down, there's a good chance I'm dying. Well, the constant zombie roars are good motivation to get this done. I'm really wondering by this point what it would be like if I didn't burn everything. I guess we'll never know. I just love doing construction and halfway through getting poisoned. The mansion renovation's going so well, but you know what makes it even better? Well, the next 60 days don't have sound. I tried to upgrade my audio to give you guys a better experience and made it all worse. It doesn't happen again, so I'm just gonna say one word about each day until the sound's back on. Rails. Rails. Floors. Danger. Floors. Gutting. Tearing. Roofing. Cleansing. Safety. Flooring. Creepers. Walls. Landscaping. Hallway. Tiling. 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 Creepers. Windows. Carving. Bridge. Rails. Almost. Safety. Rest. Whee! Flexing. Rafters. Creepers. Windows. Sealed. Storage. Volunteers. Tunnel. Rails. Home. Back. Map. Elevators. Mining. Plotting. Trapping. Testing. Abduction. Infection. Friends. Hostel. Bedroom. How? Garbage. Organization. Lights. 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 Basement. No. Carpet. Mining. Incarceration. Staircase. Wall. Tree. Home. Warthog. Glowstone. Raid. And now the sound's back on. Sorry that took so long. Shouldn't happen again. You can tell I'm back at my main camp now. I need several things before I go back to the mansion. It's been a very fun project, but just like the Emerald Tower, it's required tons of work and emeralds. While I'm profiting over at Glasstown, I'm trying to facilitate the freedom of these people. Even though I've given them plenty of beds and places to work over here, they just want to go back to that big old commune. Thankfully, I was able to trick these two into accepting my glorious gift of freedom. Had a thought though, day 1563, I could move over these Savannah refugees. The Savannah people were much more grateful to be living in Glasstown now. I mean, they were living in a cobblestone hut before. Yeah, I kinda wrecked the Glasstown people over years and years of capitalism. I guess the Savannah people are the new future. I gave them all some bread and I'm really interested to see what babies come out. I can't believe this room of furnaces made it this long at Glasstown. This thing has to go. Other than that, I got some profits done, some horse killing, you know, the huge. The vines gotta go. I'm pretty sure I can burn them off. I don't think the house will go up in flames too. The vines were a nice idea. They're green, the house is green. It just didn't work out in the end. I think it's very laggy. And the worst part is, this is gonna be a pretty big job. Burning didn't really do much. As I clear the vines though, I can already tell my FPS is getting supremely better. With all the farms and other things I have in my compound, it's probably best to trim up any FPS sinks. It's just kinda crazy. I built a whole new computer for 2,000 days and I'm already pushing its limits. Today I'm cutting down the last few bits of vine. Gotta make sure to get every single one or they'll keep growing. The house is looking clean now and I can hardly get the whole thing in frame. Today I'm mining, hoping I can mine my way to level 69. I need redstone and I only found these useless diamonds. I also didn't get to level 69. Sad. You know, it's been a while since I had a good massacre. Cleaning up the vines made me want to clean up some of the other FPS issues on the camp, and the golems are definitely one of those. And you know, I'll take any good excuse to get rid of the unemployed. The thinning continued, day 1571. Don't worry, none felt pain. I'm also working on a design to turn the monster farm on and off. That should help with the lag. Hopefully my redstone skills are good enough. I spent all of day 1572 installing this lighting contraption. For now, it only stops spawns on one side, but that should help with lag tremendously. I don't use my spawner 24/7, so there's no reason it needs to be on. Today I wanted to see how many emeralds my massive empire could make with no raid or anything, all from auto farms. 55 emerald blocks is what I got today, pretty good. One of the things I need before I go back to the mansion is a lot of cobblestone. So today I built a pretty beefy cobblestone generator. I actually repurposed the Glasstown furnaces for this, no need to make new hoppers. Still working on the farm, wanted to put some other features in, like a cook feature if I wanted it. So today I'm testing. I'll need quite a lot of this for the mansion. But then after a good day of testing and cobblestone generation, my game crashed, so I had to do it all over again. Did I also mention that this stone is also profitable if I have the correct infrastructure? That's why I mine so much of it. Alright, one more day of cobble mining. I'm just hoping I don't crash this time. Day 1579 was another productive one. Got tons of lava to convert that cobblestone to stone. The sheep are also going to be leaving the compound today. I need lots of carpet, but don't want the lag. They won't have to move far. There's a massive field right near camp. I've got some massive plans for these sheep. Just you wait. Now you look upon the first pilgrims of Sheep City. Bask in their sheepy glow. Sheep City's already pretty hungry, so today I maxed out my wheat stock. I'm telling you right now, this is only the beginning. So now I spend every morning breeding the sheep. I just want you to keep that in mind. I also got around to sprucing up the melon people's business. No more gravel wall. I put slabs down so no more golems will spawn. A lot of value was added today. Now I had to make some profits with the melon people and their sweet new pad. Well, then I sold sheep souls at the sheep shack by the sheep shore. That was my 7th try. Wonder if you can beat me. The sheep wanted a wall. They kept saying it, so I decided to build one for them. It doesn't match, but they're dirty sheep. I don't think they can even see color. Some pillagers showed up later, and I slowly stared them down as they killed themselves upon me. It's been a while since I did a raid at the Emerald Tower, and level 1s are just fun. The hardest part was finding them and all of my little contraptions. Ugh. You know, raiders in my polar bears is exactly why I built that obelisk. It took a while, but I beat the raid, and I also set up a dog platoon. There's no need for the whole dog army. Oh, and if you were wondering, I'm working on my 6th double chest full of totems. During my morning profits, I noticed a new kiddo at the melon map. You know the rules, no children! If you're wondering how I slept that night, I'd say pretty dang well. I only had level 1 hero status from the raid, so I fixed up some other things in Glasstown. And then nothing happened. I didn't do a single thing more. Listen, I know it's been a while, but now I'm on my way back to the mansion to finish some business. The minecart track takes a whole day, but you know, I can make a sandwich or something, take a poo. First things first, I'm gonna finish up the emerald trim. For now, I'm just working on the top section, which is very big, but not as big as the rest of the mansion. That only took a day, and it looks pretty nice. You know, if you're into building with emerald blocks. Now I'm changing up the top layer of the roof to be black stone, just to give it a little more color. And this is gonna be an absolutely massive job, but I'm getting rid of every single birthday candle. I got the roof done by sunset the next morning, but there's a lot more in the inside. I love this tile floor, but I'm gonna love it even more when it's nice and smooth. This is also some really rare footage of me with no totem in my left hand. I was nervous the entire time. I'm 100% done with the base floor now, and that is nice. Now this here is gonna be quite the job. There's some old cobblestone trim around the outside that I'm gonna change out to some stone brick. The hardest part was probably matching the whole design while all the way up in the air. This is a big job, but it's worth it. That looks a lot more premium. As you can see, there's a massive amount of this trim here, so for now I'm just doing the top section. I am starting to get the hang of it though. Doing it all day, I'll do that to you. I'm done with the top, at least. It looks pretty good, especially compared to what it used to be. Have any of you been wondering about the nearby swamp people? No? Well, we'll go visit them today. As you can see, these villagers live in absolute fear. Today I killed about 100 iron golems with my bare hands. And you know, it didn't even put a dent in them. There's so many! Today I'm plotting out where the Iron Golem monument will stand. You just saw there's been quite a lot of iron golems suffering throughout this whole build. I know one thing for certain, this monument's gonna use a lot of poppies. Day 1596, I built a little hole in my storage room so I can get out easily. That is, if the iron golems don't boop me. I'll tell you one thing, you definitely don't want to fall down this hole without feather falling. I kind of thought there was original plans to make the golem monument out of iron, but I don't know, I think there's something off with that. Smooth stone looks like iron, it's a fraction of the cost, and no more golems have to die. So I went with that. I guess that kind of looks like an iron golem. Yeah. Today I'm planting the poppies that this iron golem farm produced. I saved every single one. Each one represents a life cut short, a flame Rain dying out, and profits. Today all I did was plant these flowers, and I'm not even close to done. I had to go back to my main camp to resupply and only ended up killing one of these nameless horses. This was a sad minecart trip back. Back to working on the monument day 1600. There were only a few protests of my brutality. I guarantee you, the only reason iron golems drop poppies is to make you feel bad. I don't know, do I really feel bad? I'm building this monument as more golems are dying. There was some more delicate work today making granite pavers for the monument. Ooh, that's looking good. I'm almost starting to feel bad. Today I'm just putting on the finishing touches so everything is up to monument standard. On the other end of the monument, overlooking the water, is an unsummoned golem. I really like this touch. This will never be perfect. I'm probably gonna find burnt out trees like this for generations. With this, the mansion renovation is now complete, at least for now. I'm gonna need a lot more stuff to truly finish, but there's always 3,000 days. Gotta say, this is one of my favorite builds so far. I just love looking at it. Today is the day that I tear down the iron farm. I said I would, didn't I? Thank you for all your work at this company. Good luck on any future endeavors. Ah, come on, you need one last little bit of tragedy to really break in that monument. With the iron farm gone, the mansion is complete, at least everything that I'm doing right now. Hey, if I ever want to work on it again, I can always take the minecart track right there. After all that reno, I had to clean out shulker boxes, chests, my inventory. It was all gross. My wood chest was supremely bad. You gotta make sure to clean your wood daily. Hello, mansion carpet. I mean, sheep. It's been a while. Today I'm scouting out for another portal near my end shack. That didn't take very long. It's not hard with coordinates. Had to take a day and mine some obsidian, and that takes a pretty long time. On the way back home, I could have flown over L-Town. I just love visiting there now. Alright, I think I did this right. Hold on. Where am I? I've been here before. There's fire. I tried again the next day and was off again. What am I doing wrong here? Alright, 1609, I wired it up right. Got another portal to the end. Then I did some end exploring. It's pretty easy when you have an elytra. Doing some horse breeding day 1610. Don't know if I told you that, but I've been doing that low-key the whole time. Every morning I go and breed the horses, and any that don't meet my standards get dealt with. Alright, bud, let's see if you pass the test. Ooh, that's a maybe. Today you live. I keep the absolutely best horses in Chief's old stable and breed them to try to make a better one. Anyway, that's just one of the many chores on the compound. Still breeding horses, none rivaled my steed. Having some fun with it. Also, bred sheep. Getting a lot of sheep though, look at that. You're probably wondering how I tell if I have too many sheep. Well, I play a little game called Let's See Who Can Dodge This Arrow. If the arrow hits a sheep, then I have too many. But it looks like I'm still good. Today I wanted to build a sheep trapping room. Here's the thing about a sheep trapping room though, it doesn't really have to exist. I should have just used the lead, my design never worked. After realizing that, I decided to work on my sheep containment chambers. These will need redstone. It may be made out of dirt, but it works. After another day of touch-ups, the pen was done. Do you see where I'm going with this? I'm gonna try to color coat some sheep. I've always wanted something like that. Construction was going good on day 1616. I got the red and the black pens done. I'm not gonna do every color, but I will do the rainbow. That should get me pretty far. There was a mountain in the way, but of course, I'm very powerful, so that was no issue. Did a lot of good work today, slept well. I got done with the rainbow portion today, still have to change up the delivery system. I want to turn on all the pens with one button, and I want all the wool to go to one place. Shouldn't be too bad. So today was some redstone wiring. I did pretty well because no comparators were involved. With the press of a single button, all of the pens will push the sheep into the corner. Still gotta make what happens in that corner though. But now the time has come. I've gotta actually learn how the comparator works. Still not totally sure, but I think I'll manage. I'm basically just building what I got near my monster farm in every sheep pen. This way, water can still push wool to one spot, but baby sheep don't get eaten in the process. All of the wool will output to this area, which will have water flowing through it for a nice clean collection. Now I'm grabbing sheep just using the wheat method. I have so many, if some get lost, it doesn't really matter. I got them all in today without any fancy sheep abduction system. Today I will be purifying the sheep. Oh, are those some white babies I see? Some of the colors have low sheep stock, but I can always breed them, and then all the babies will be the same color. The purple sheep are definitely the most endangered. Today is the first day that the farm works, and it's awesome. Or it would be if I remembered to install the water down here. I'm out of wheat too and gotta do a heck of a lot of breeding. The only problem the system seems to run into is the unending hunger of the Minecraft sheep. There's a definite food shortage in the bigger pens, but I think I can fix this. Today I'm expanding the grass injectors. Hopefully that will help. By the way, sheep, it's not like they die from starvation, it just hurts my wool stock. But now the whole system's functional. Rainbow wool and occasionally mutton. I tried to make an automatic element to the farm today. Didn't really work, but I'm not that great, so you know, didn't expect it to. Anyway, adding more colors is just another reason to do 3,000 days. Now I have an idea and I need a volunteer. I set out to make an auto wool farm today, and somehow it actually worked. So I'm gonna leave this guy going, see how much it makes me. I can always scale it up. My sheep are always so happy to see me in the morning. It's such fun. And you know, it hasn't taken long, not too many harvests, and I got some pretty good wool of different colors. I also got a new top horse today. This thing's a monster. He made a bunch of horses that looked pretty good yesterday into horses that are totally worthless now. Now that the sheep are more or less complete, I'm gonna go out in search of some horses. There's a lot of colors I don't have, and I'm sick of gray horses. Found a black one today, that'll work. I was out looking for horses day 1632, but found a buried treasure map. I found it pretty quick, and it was absolutely bursting. interesting. I really need to get name tags for these horses so I don't accidentally kill the wrong one. You're not a horse. What are you doing on my land? Come here. I'm going to the mansion today. Good thing I built these rails. You can definitely tell I was pooping because when the track stopped, I wasn't moving. I'm here to grab Raw Dolphin. He's very fast and has a ton of health. Raw Dolphin's actually got the most health out of any of my horses, and with his speed, he's a pretty good breeding partner. My quest is to eventually get the greatest horse in the game, but horse breeding sucks, so it's probably gonna take a while. Do not sleep on wild horses. Sometimes you find them and they are just magnificent. This one's fast, has almost as much health as Raw Dolphin, and jumps like a Chad. He's my new top boy. Give me that diamond armor, trash. You don't deserve it. After a little horse breeding in the morning, I realized I probably have to set a pen up for these guys. They're getting a little numerous. And you know, it's getting a little tiresome killing all the horses that can't jump on this glass block. Horses live in barns. Barns are red. There's redwood in the nether, so I went there. I'm not sure how big it's gonna be, so I grabbed as much as I could. I know a perfect spot, not too far, especially for a horse. Barn raising's honest work, but it's gotta be done. Also, don't want my horses falling in this dark abyss now. Construction's coming along pretty good. I mean, it's a barn. It's not the biggest or most beautiful, but it's mine, and you can shove it. Today I'm roofing in the hot sun. It's a lot of work, but at least I'm my own boss. I never give myself a day off, bro. I'm the worst. Should only be one more day of building here, and then I'm done. Well, almost done. Gotta light it up so it's not a monster farm anymore. With construction finally complete, I can start moving my horses over to the barn. I figured out today I can move about 5 at a time. For now, all the horses are just chilling, but eventually I want different pens for each color. Black horses behind the black stone, white behind the birch. It's all got a system. By the end of day 1645, all of the horses were in. You might notice the nice golden area for my 2 top boys. Now I'll spend my days breeding my 2 best horses until maybe I get a better one. This is a really nice area for testing the overall speed of the horses, and I also built a little jump station so I can test the jumps. My top horse can jump 4 blocks, which is just insane. Today I had an idea for what I could do with all the horses that, don't need to live. Horses occupy different blocks than other animals, so I'm gonna have to build something a little special. Today was another day of messing around with sentient life in redstone, and I think I'm getting somewhere. But now construction can finally begin on what I'll be calling the glue factory. Just telling you right now, if you like horses, you're not gonna like this one. You should probably skip ahead a little bit. Today I'm gonna go over how it works for those strong-willed enough. Get a couple horses and push them in a pit. Alright, now there's a bunch of horses down here. Good. Time to breed. I click a button and water pushes only the baby horses through a small hole. Then they grow up and get turned into leather. Simple. Today I fixed my old horse pen. There's no need for it. They're in a better place. And that place is the glue factory. Still looking for new horses and erasing those that don't meet my standards. I found one. He's terrible, but I don't have his color. Took all day to go back on the spruce road. Just slow. Today I found some horses with decent health, but none worth saving. Whatever, got some mighty fine horse leather, makes some nice item frames. Not gonna lie, looking for horses is pretty fun. Gives me a chance to explore the world. Should have been more efficient though. Could have held a big map the whole time. I was in the process of carefully selecting horses today, and after I killed this one, my saddle disappeared. That forced me to return home, so I worked in the glue factory. I'm back in the nether trying to get an achievement here. Gotta trade with some pigmen. And it took all day to figure out I have to take my gold helmet off first before I get the achievement. Now today I'm trying to breed some of these nether pigs. Hoglins? Hogsins? I don't know. It was an awful experience that I really don't recommend doing ever. You can definitely tell I'm achievement hunting. Today I bred a donkey and a horse. Oh, look at that, an absolute abomination. I'm still in the nether at a blackstone fortress looking for the boss. The new champions of these fortresses were just released, and I set out to kill one. Hey, this chest has enchanted diamond armor. Gross, don't need that. Hey, look, I found one, and he's in the perfect position to cheese. I also had to kill a whole nether's worth of zombie pigmen when I attacked one. While I was out, I hit some more fortresses. They've got great loot, and I'm still looking for pig step. Didn't find it, and I need more money, so it's time for another raid. The raids are not difficult. Today I beat it with my shovel, because I can. They are vermin. All of them. I think I've done this enough times. You know what happens after a raid. This is a level 5 raid, so a lot of the melon men will buy crops at 1 emerald apiece. I made an enormous amount of money today. It's just absolute efficiency. But you gotta know I'm spending day 1666 in the nether. Today I have to get one of my favorite pigs through another portal into the overworld. Problem is, they're afraid of nether portals because the developers like to mess with us. The solution, of course, is just to drag him in. Then it turned into a zombie version, and I killed it for an achievement. I also have to kill Uncle Wilbur today for the same achievement. I haven't fought the Wither since I got my upgraded armor. Didn't matter anyway, because I never got hit. This beacon I put in a shulker box so I can carry it with me at all times should I ever need it. I got 2 monsters left to kill before I finish the achievement of killing all the monsters, and I'm really not sure which ones they are. So I spent most of today checking through my stats and Googling. One of them is an endermite, and those spawn every now and then when you use an ender pearl. I got one here and killed it. Weirdly, the last monster I have to kill is the ender dragon, so I got ready for that tomorrow. You know, I might be uber powerful, but I'm still going with the pumpkin on the head method. It's just safer. For the final strike, I took my helmet helmet off. Had to make sure to hit that 360 no-scope. Well, that was a fun day. However, the voices in my head told me to seek more violence the next day. I couldn't seem to get bad omens, so I flew back home. I'll try again tomorrow. So day 1672 was spent squashing insects. Tell you the truth, I'm trying to move past murder for money. This raid is for some crossbows. I know the pillagers have them, and I thought this might be a good way to go about getting the best one. It was not, which is weird, because violence is normally the answer to everything. So now I'm in New Glass Town trying to get the right books. Chill, bro. I didn't touch no one this time. And there it is. Piercing 4. I've got the best crossbow enchantment. This makes it shoot through multiple enemies, which also makes it banned in California. Of course, I am going after an achievement, but as you can see, today it's just really messed up. The achievement is to kill 5 different monsters with 1 crossbow shot. Good thing I have a ton of dogs. The catch is they have to be 5 different creatures. I should have got it here, but the Mooshroom lived. Well, that's okay, Mr. Mooshroom. I like you the best. The gang's all back in for another try the next day. Let's see what happens. They all took damage, but still the sheep in the 4th position lived. Today I tried a different approach with baby animals and wasn't recording, which is probably a good thing. I'm still trying the next day though. Looks like you're gonna have to watch this. You know, the worst thing about this is every time you do it, it just makes such an awful sound. Still trying today, this time damaging the animals before putting them in a cage. That was 100% the key to this achievement. Got it easy. I immediately had to pay my respects to the fallen animals. I won't touch this crossbow or sword ever again. And then, yeah, it was time. Goodbye, Skyrail. I want something like this, but I don't want it to be this ugly. I'll think of something. I'm creative. I didn't do anything day 1682, mental health day on the compound. I made some profits day 1683, but you know, not much else. Call it a weekend. But today it's time to fix the orphanage. Again, it is straight up disgusting in here. I don't know how it got this bad. This is a fun demo day though. Still working on it. Gonna go with crimson floors. Might be interesting. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. At least it's all 1 level. This whole project went a lot slower because I had to deal with the villagers inside. I didn't want to get rid of them. Now I'm done with the bottom floor. This looks a lot better. Still needs some landscaping though. This rock should be grass. I also tore down the villager infector. Definitely not building another one. I'm working on the 2nd floor today. If they want to escape, they should take their opportunity. And now they're trapped forever. Nice try, guys. I really don't want many villagers up here. It's gonna be pretty sustainable. Don't want golems. Now that everything's more or less safe, it's time to work on the secret element to the orphanage. Oh yeah, new infector, and this one's gonna be clean. Anytime you build something underground, there's always a lot of carving involved. Good thing I'm epically powerful. I'm also epically thoughtful. Took some time to put the windows in today. Now it's day 1690. Unfortunately, I'm not ready for breeding. Nah, before I do breeding, I have to set up a mysterious pit in my backyard. There's also more carving, but remember, this was a big job. Still out here digging day 1691, and I had to do it twice because the game crashed. But today it is functional, at least on the villager side of things. Now I just have to add on a zombie component, and it should be good. Of course, this just means more digging. I'm gonna repurpose the head factory to get zombies easy. Shouldn't be that hard of a fix. Day 1694, there was a lot of dirt digging and dirt placing. Good thing I have this conduit. It should work now, though. Like, in theory, it's done. I had to wait until nighttime to truly test it, so today I made a more accessible staircase for the villagers. Getting the villagers in is incredibly easy and safe. It's not perfect. I have to follow the zombie in or he'll despawn, but I can live with that. But at the end of the day, it works. Nice little pit for curing zombie villagers, and it's all underground. Grabbing another zombie the next night, no one knows why, because it's all underground. I'm wondering if I keep curing this farmer, if the prices will get better, and I'm trying that out today. The price didn't change when I cured him the 2nd time, but I could be doing something wrong. I figured I'd try again. I have so many golden apples. I gotta wait for the infection to cure though, so during the daytime I set up a new area for my bees. I've never been a bee expert, but this should work. For whatever reason, the villager trades got better with this round of antibiotics. So now that I've proven that theory, I want to take this as far as it'll go. By day 1699, 3 carrots equaled 1 emerald. Not bad. Should be perfect with 1 more infection. I'm glad I built this room. Now he's perfect. 1 carrot equals 1 emerald, and he's gonna live with the melon men. Now I'm gonna try 2 at once, see if that's even possible. Got 2 Fletchers here. By the sounds of those moans, it is possible, and I'm sure I can get many more. Oh yeah, this orphanage is gonna be so profitable. I mean, charitable. I put them all in little boats, so if one turns before the other, they don't kill each other. Ooh, and this guy's got nice trades. 1 stick for an emerald. So I made a little home for him. I'm thinking I'm gonna fit like 5 tops in this thing. Building this entire system has really streamlined the whole process, so getting 3 more shouldn't be that bad. There they are. It was easy, like I said. Later I did some roofing on the Fletcher facility while I waited for the infection to set in. I am purposely making the vaccine have more doses to make more profits. More roofing in the daytime. It's one of my least favorite things because, you know, I'm just not very good at it. The old orphanage was quite an eyesore. This one ain't as bad, but, you know, it's still an orphanage. Fletchers are done today, so now we have 5 of them that'll buy sticks for 1 emerald apiece. That's awesome. Consider the fact that I can produce sticks automatically and Oh, you gotta know I made stonks the next day. Melons, sticks, even flint. And you know, no one had to die. I mean, some people were infected, but no one died. It's getting to the point where I can pretty much do this every day, selling things for way less than they should be. It could always get better though, and I have quite the idea. But I have to wait for these villagers to age up before I can do anything. They are small and puny, and child labor is outlawed in these lands. One more day should do it. Most of today was spent AFK just looking at my land. Alright, got some stonemasons here. Hopefully I can get them to buy rocks for 1 emerald apiece. The game crashed hard though, so that day was pretty much deleted from history. I was working on the living quarters the next day when the game crashed again. My dad works at Minecraft though, and he was able to fix it, so I got some good work done today. 5 at once, bro, I'm going for it, I don't even care. That's probably why it kept crashing, but we'll never know for sure. I know it's a little confusing with all the crashes, but I'm finishing up the Stonecutter's base today. Please report if you are feeling fever or shaking before entering the compound. I made absolutely ludicrous profits the next day from all of my different villagers. But no, I can't spy you, Tenny, I'm kinda short. Day 1717, I'm working on some auto bamboo farm improvements to increase my overall profits. It needs bones though, so I farmed them ethically the next day. Now it's an auto super stick farm if I have the bones for it. Though I don't have many bones left, I wasted most of them on my auto kelp farm. Just more profits the next day, it was a good one. With all this expansion, the compound's looking quite the mess, so today I'm cleaning it up. Yeah, you might be sad to hear it, but today the farm will be no more. You know, I can't even remember the last time I farmed something here. I pretty much always use my auto farmer. I did the farm first because of all the old stuff, it's probably the thing I have the most attachment to. But after placing in a lot of dirt today, I've got a lot more land, which I'm happy with. And with that done, I can move on to the things that I care almost nothing for. Now it's trash day on the compound. There was quite a lot from the farm. For now, I decided to tear down my conduit. I was on the fence about it, but I can always rebuild. I love the map too, but on redstone and lapis, that's just ugly and poor and gross. I just realized how much of a nightmare this is going to be to reassemble. I put it together like a puzzle on the floor. It was actually kind of fun. The middle was obviously pretty easy to do, but the sides were another issue. This floor map's a great addition. I'm in love. Obviously, the room to go around the map is very lavish, but it still needs more trim work. Eventually, I want the whole basement to look this way, but I had to have a good starting point. And that's what I'm doing today, at least partly. Some more emerald walls. The treasure room definitely still needs it though. I also put up a new interior emerald wall that I really like the look of. Got it all gutted, gotta think of a design, but I don't want to go with emeralds. I really love the green terracotta design of the old front lawn, and I think I'm gonna go with something similar. Yeah, a little green, little lime. I think this is gonna look nice. It does look nice. I need more lime cotta, better lights, but it's getting there. Oh, that looks miles better than cobblestone. Today was a day of planning and mathematics. I want to get perfect beacon coverage, and I mean perfect. They were all pretty close, just had to move the beacons a couple of blocks, and only 2 cats drowned in the process. There was a second day of moving beacons. These things have a lot more blocks than you might expect. This one kind of bumps into the orphanage, but like just barely, they won't even notice. This beacon encroached upon the library pretty bad, but now I have perfectly symmetrical beacon coverage. There is now a perfect 100 by 100 block area centered directly on my emerald tower that I basically can't die in. However, there is still more to do. You know, I don't really need a sugarcane farm. I can always make an industrial auto one. Wow. Zombies haven't spawned on the compound in generations. Well, this is a setback. My Fletchers have been infected again, this time not by my own intention. I'll cure them later. I got too much to do. They'll be fine. I gotta place dirt today. All of the dirt. I have nothing planned for this section of land. Don't suggest anything in the comments. No one tells me what to do. Now it's time for some delicate work. Day 1739. I gotta move the dragon totem. I just moved it. Used the exact blocks in the exact same style. I also cured the Fletcher friends today. Now with the Fletchers fixed, I made some easy profits and then walked around camp thinking of what to do next. Now I'm adding some finer details to the tower. I have enough emeralds. I'm still debating whether or not to fill in all the corners all the way up. I'm not sure. Day 1742, I changed up the Tim monument. I think it's better simple. He was simple. I also finally got rid of all of the sky rails. Some of it's been up here the whole time. It took all day, that's why I've been putting it off. Took another day just to get all the little pieces, but now it's finally done. These here, these are the best days. The ones where all I do is place emerald blocks. Hey, you can kind of start to see it now. I got the front done. Oh man, don't you just love the eternal quest for more money? I had some good earnings, and now the third corner's going up. It's really starting to look good, but it was a long day today, so I didn't check it out. Just went straight to bed. I was able to finish up the emeralds on day 1747, but then I wasn't recording on the day I had finished, and I never really got a good look at it. I'll get a good view of it eventually. I never go too long without admiring my possessions. No, tonight I'm in the process of getting more stonemasons. They were wickedly profitable. Stonemasons are going in the background, and I'm placing more emerald blocks. It's my favorite. I'm wondering if you can see where I'm going with this. Do you happen to have my notable vision? Regardless of what you think I'm building, I bet you know I need more emeralds, so I've added 4 more stonemasons today. today. All of them by stone for 1 emerald apiece. It is truly amazing. Today was another fantastic day of money making, so I got to continue my emerald line through the compound. I ran out of emeralds, but I'll get more tomorrow. I had to clear out some land today. It was near my emerald perimeter. Oh, and here you kind of get a good look at the tower. I like it a lot. I admire it often. Today was another day of profits, but some of the stonemasons started demanding more for the rocks. I mean, I still made money. I can sell them granite, clay, diorite, anything pretty much. I then took a day and chilled out to get the villager trades back down. Good thing they also don't move down if you kill the wandering traders. I'm still moving so much earth daily, especially near the industrial side. I've neglected that area. Emerald perimeter construction will not be stopped. It really won't be stopped. Today I made 1,315 emeralds with just the stone cutters. Today I went out looking for clay. It's super profitable and I hate tearing up my compound. I was just mining for clay when I unearthed a nightmare. I don't need a spider spawner. I don't know how to work a spider spawner, but I took a picture of the coordinates and I can always come back to it. I'm getting pretty rich. Day 1759, I had an extra emerald in my pocket, so I threw it on the floor. I'm also taking all that industrial dirt and putting it to good use. Again, don't even begin to tell me what to put here. This is my land. I make the laws. Looks like it's gonna be 2 days of placing dirt. This section is bigger than the last. I lied, it's gonna be 3 days. How dirty of me. For real this time, last day of dirting, but as you can see, I went pretty far. I've got a big brown spot on my land now, though. Ugh. Day 1762, I built a simple sugarcane farm. I always wait to build these things until it's the absolute last minute. Good thing it only took a day. Going down to the emerald basement, day 1763. Gonna renovate this room. Used to be my old nether portal, then turned into my bulk storage. It needs to die. So of course, there was a lot of digging and emerald placing, but we're getting somewhere. This room is gonna replace my farm and take up a fraction of the space. It looks a lot nicer too, and I'll always have a good spot to keep my hoe in place. I hooked up an auto farmer in the back. That's just a better way to do it if you're rich. Day 1765, I set out to prove that I'm stronger than this mountain. It's on my land, so I can power mine the entire thing. And remember, all of these blocks are worth 1 emerald apiece. Not gonna lie, it was pretty satisfying just absolutely carving through the whole thing. Day 1767, my Unbreaking 3 netherite pickaxe was like, Dad, no! So I fixed him right back up with the stone I've been cutting this whole time. I'm getting to the chunkiest part of the mountain now, but that's good because it's stone dense. I can start to see the bottom. I'm getting close. So close. I've done it. The mountain is clear, at least to my emerald perimeter. I couldn't stop looking at it. So today I'm finishing up the emerald perimeter. If you haven't guessed by now, if I stand inside of it, I get perfect beacon coverage. I've always wanted a visual marker for where my uber powers lie, and now I have one. It's magnificent. It also looks pretty nice on the map. I'm thinking about framing it with black stone. Finally, I'm getting rid of this thing. It was just such an eyesore, waste of redstone, powered rails. I made a big mess, but it only took a day. I can live with that. I had almost 200 enchanting levels, so today I decided to spend them on probably the best flint and steel in the game. Had to burn up some trees near the perimeter, thought I'd do it in style. I did some inventory today, there's a lot of stone, gotta see what I have. And after some quick math, I figured out that once all sold, these chests will be worth 18,000 emeralds. Yeah, it was quite a job just moving that stuff. Look at all that dirt that's just going to waste. But now it's time to sell it off, a mountain's worth of material. I couldn't even count how many emeralds I got today, and no one got hurt except the mountain. For once I have a plan for something in this space, but not on top. I want to put it under the ground. So yeah, looks like we're back to digging, isn't it fun? You know, it's been a while since I did any spelunking, and I gotta say, having netherite tools and armor made it pretty easy. You can never be too careful though, even with the best stuff in the game, creepers are still gonna creep up on you. So now the hole I was carving is done, I'm gonna try to put a creeper farm in it. I've never built one before, but it would be nice to have access to more gunpowder. And the monster farm, well, you know, it's not the prettiest. Many brave cats will work for me down here, hopefully for stacks of gunpowder. I'm full well expecting it to be less efficient because it's underground, but I can always build an above ground section, so there's that. The creeper pods are stackable, so today I'm just building the collection chamber so I can get this thing working, hopefully. Again, I've never built one of these things before, but Google will get me through it. So now my days are pretty regular. I start by breeding some cats, and then I add the cats to the new layer of creeper farm. Honestly, the cats are the hardest part. The construction process ain't that difficult. One thing I will say is this build takes a ton of wood. I burnt through my stocks insanely quickly. You can tell because all the layers are just different types of trapdoors that I happen to have wood for. I also want to point out that building this thing would have been a lot harder if I didn't have perfect beacon coverage the entire time. Jump Boost 2 was clutch. I'm still working on it though. The bottom layers are technically functional, but haven't produced much. I'm a little worried. As you can see, it does work. It's just not as fast as I'd like it to be. Again, this is probably an issue of the whole thing being underground, or there's some nearby caves that I haven't explored yet. Either way, I want to get it done before I start trying to boost it by other means. The only thing holding me back at this point is cats. I don't like breeding a lot of them because they are a disease. Except Binks though. Binks? Binks is the man. I didn't want to breed him with the lowly peasant cats, but I need his help. I need more. Hello, little one. Your blood is royal. I thought I would have enough wood, but I totally ran out. Time for some more deforestation. You know, maybe if whenever I needed to clear trees, I actually chopped instead of burned, I'd have more wood, but whatever. I got enough wood to finish the spawner today. I have a netherite axe. What did you expect? You can tell the spawner's starting to get big by the number of meows you hear when you're near it. Or you could just look at it from this angle and you can definitely tell that it's very large. I'm getting close to the top though. A few more days I should be done. Today I worked on the farm as well as cleaned up some of the imperfections on the side of the mountain. They were bothering me. And now the final layer is going in. After today I'll be done. I'm still gonna have to spend some time cleaning it all up because I still want it completely underground. I had to move ladders, build some tunnels. There was still a good amount of work. Oh yeah, still gotta breed some discount Binkses. It needs cats. I wasn't recording for most of day 1795. As you can tell, the breeding never stopped. The creeper farm's finished. It was on the previous day, which I wasn't recording. But today I'm going into the caves to light them all up. There were a surprising amount of caves, even a zombie spawner, which of course is gonna hurt my efficiency. And now that I think about it, there's also a lot of land I have to torch up to really make this creeper farm work well. I wanted to hit the caves first though. Some of them I got beacon powers in and that's just fun. This has me looking forward to the Caves and Cliffs update that's coming out soon. Of course you know me playing that in 3,000 days. Well, I've been in the ground for 3 days, but it's been very productive. Got tons of stuff lit up. I also got the last of Binks' family in, so now the creeper farm is complete. Totally underground and totally notable. So now I'm lighting up the above ground section to give myself even better creeper spawns. Lit up land is also nicer to look at, especially at night, so it serves two purposes. Today's gonna be kind of a sad day. I'm gonna dismantle this monster farm. For now, I'm just putting torches in it, so nothing spawns here. I'm not gonna destroy the whole thing. Cause hey, if the creeper farm doesn't work out, at least I can always use this thing, but not if I tear it down. And look at that, it seems to be working, and pretty well. That's auto gunpowder for you. I try not to AFK in this series, but I took the rest of the day off to check on my creeper farm's production and also a break for myself. But hey, I got a rack and a half, not bad. Day 1802, I tore down the walls of oppression and put up more walls of oppression. But these are brick. I bought them with money, so they're better. During wall construction, had to move the old aquarium and didn't waste much time. I'm gonna miss my pufferfish, but it's so hard to keep them alive when you don't feed them. I'm almost done walling now, but I like walling, so you know, these are some of the best days. Now my land is more of a square, but there's still a lot of work to do down there. Like lighting, can't have creepers creeping me, even though they wouldn't kill me anyway. I'd like to make it so nothing could ever physically spawn here ever again. That'd be nice. You can do it with birthday candles, but I'm a rich man, I can afford glowstone. Placing more glowstone the next day on my chunks and chunks of property. But then I ran out and my guy doesn't sell me nearly enough. So I went to the nether and farmed up some glowstone. I'm an independent woman and don't need no man. Now I have enough glowstone to finish up my estate. My property value is already increasing. And now I'm done, at least with that, because you're never really done. Oh, it looks great, and I'm pretty sure nothing will spawn here. Not that that matters, I'm always strapped. Just a few more lanterns to make sure, though. You can never be too careful. Life is fragile.
Yes, yes, creepers. So fragile.
At this point, none of this is for survival. It's all vanity all the time. Yeah, I guess that looks good. I just can't stop staring at those torches. Just some handyman work for the Fletchers today. Gotta move a door. They didn't even tip, bro, and I did a good job. The nether portal kind of be looking a little Uggs. We can move it. I don't want to move it because I don't want to make a new nether hub, so I'm just gonna bury it like a mental illness. I used crying obsidian. Not really even sure what it's for. I'm building a spiral staircase today. I don't have a permit, so it's very unsafe. I had a lot of blackstone, which is kind of like a pay-to-win way to make it look nice. Also, real smart play here. Put in more of a service nether portal behind it. I move a lot of villagers. This was a necessity. Say what you will about my building, but that's better than a random nether portal jutting out of the ground. It's a work in progress. Underground still needs a lot of love. But now I think we're just about there. Gotta get rid of these torches, though. You know, the Butcher and Auto Kelp Farm are pretty ugly and don't make me much money. Do they really have to be here? Thank you, Butcher. I'm sorry that you did not die more quickly. However, then the game crashed and he was resurrected. He'll live on in the Swamp Town. I hope they're not too racist to him. Here I'm setting up a dedicated rail system for my new service nether portal. It'll spit out right where the Butcher used to run a small business. It's functional now. Gotta build something nice for it tomorrow. Oh wow, it's tomorrow. I've kind of been expecting not to wake up one of these days, but I'm still here. I'm gonna put up a shed. Shouldn't be too difficult. I've built a drown farm. Yeah, not terrible. It's all I really wanted, something just to cover that track. All right, turtles, it's time to move you today. Let's have one last breed. I've been meaning to take out my lava trap by the monster farm for a while now. I've moved past the need for lava traps, at least on my main compound. Turtle pen's also gone, feeling real roomy in here. Well, I guess not roomy enough. Today I've got to flip the door on the monster farm. That didn't take but a day. It's made of cobblestone. Maybe one day I'll get rid of it because it's become sort of a mess, but for now it stays. Especially since I cleaned up the wall so it's not as intrusive as it was. I'm doing it. I'm tearing down the mine. A lot of memories down there. I don't know, look at this thing. It's got glass in it. I can make a better one. For now, I'm just using the reclaimed nether brick to build a path through the wall. You know, that's a little nicer than a lava death trap staircase. Today I'm gonna try to trim out some land around the library. Moving this beacon caused more problems. Burying it was of course what I went to first, and you know, it came out okay. It'll look better when grass grows. It is on the industrial side. And would you look at that, the sun is rising on 5 years in hardcore Minecraft. Of course, you know I need cake, so I went to the totally functional and not broken at all cake factory. Then I built the 5-year anniversary garden. Nice little space where I can reflect on my time here. Also, that is 5 diamond blocks, big flex. Now I'm gonna take a little break from home reno and have an adventure. So I'm flying through the nether looking for an ocean monument. Found one here, but it's kind of far, I can do better. I found one the next day that was a little bit closer, only about 10,000 blocks away. 10,000 blocks north, it's convenient, I can use the mansion tunnel. So building a rail system to this ocean monument wasn't that difficult. Most of the construction has already been done. And productivity always goes to the roof when you build with netherrack. Obviously this looks pretty dangerous, but I've got a fire potion. Even if I fall, I'm okay. Of course I didn't fall, otherwise this would be 1,829 days instead of 2,000 days. Wasn't recording for 1830, mostly just fixed up my tools. I did a lot of construction. And now I'm going to the end. This is all for achievement hunting. There's one more secret achievement that I've yet to get. And for it I'll need this shulker, but back in my dimension. So now I have to build a minecart track through the void. I hate building anything in these parts. And after a full day of carefully laying ender cheese, I'm not even close. Got at least the blocks done today, connected the end fortress to where I fought the ender dragon. Huh, I say today like I'm not in a timeless void. Now it's time to place the rails. There's about 2,000 of them. Hopefully I don't have to make another iron farm. The ender people sort of got in the way, but I tried to just work around them. Alright, rails are done, just gotta ride it to make sure it's perfect. It was, didn't miss a rail. So now as you can see, I'm trying my best to get a shulker to ride this rail, but they're a little slippery. I never once thought that getting a shulker back to my land would be easy, but I never thought it would be this difficult. I'm just telling you right now, getting a shulker in that portal was sort of a struggle, but you might find it entertaining. Take 2, and it seems that I've picked up an enderman, got the shulker in the portal, and I'm really not sure what to do next. I wasn't recording, and it didn't work. Did you expect it to? So getting the shulker into the portal isn't the hard part, it's getting him to pass over into the next dimension. I was fairly certain I did everything right today, and the shulker looked like he went through the portal, but of course he didn't spawn on the other end. Kinda strange. What's disheartening is that's only step 1. Like, there's so many other areas this could go wrong. At least I had fun riding the rails a bunch. Thanks, iron golems. Getting the shulkers is probably the easiest part, so long as you have a 2,000 block long minecart track. It's this part that's hanging me up. I took dumb physics, not AP. By this point, I had watched quite a lot of Minecraft tutorials on how to do this, and my patience was running thin. This time, I was pushing him in with a piston, and it was pissing me off. There should be, like, 3 of them right here. I don't know what's up. They could be underground, though, so I'm gonna have to explore this whole cave system. Ooh, emeralds. I thought I heard shulkers, but they were so quiet, it could have just been my insanity. Oh, hey, look at that. One spawned, like, right outside my front door. Probably should have checked there first. First thing I did is made a whole set of diamond armor without thorns. Don't want this guy killing himself on me. I had librarians and a ton of levels, so it's a perfect new set of diamond armor, just without thorns. Now that he won't kill himself because I'm too powerful, it's time to put the shulker in the nether. And on my first attempt, I gotta say it looked promising. Not a perfect placement, but I can work with this. I was being extra cautious, made sure that this part should work. And when he went in the boat easy like that, I was feeling real hopeful. Here, I'm just trying to get him in the minecart. He got in, but went the wrong way. So now the shulker's stuck on the other end of the nether, and I can't get him out of his cart. I really tried too. There's a lot of work in that guy. Good news is, there's another in my basement. Bad news is, he's on my map. He may have just desecrated the sanctity of my home, but he's part of the last achievement I needed. This time I couldn't even find him. Couldn't hear him, couldn't see him, no shulker. And while trying to get another day 1848, nothing really seemed to go my way. This shulker had an ender hobo, and I carefully disposed of it. But then I think I nudged the boat into the direction of the void. Some say he's still falling. Can we get an F in the chat? Somehow it looks like it's actually gonna work. Day 1850, I've got a shulker. Got the shulker, and this might sound crazy, but I think I'm gonna take him through the overworld. Though I should have known, traveling 10,000 blocks with a shulker in my boat was gonna be difficult. I could hardly get out of my compound. Though by nightfall, I was on the open sea, as hopeful as I had been. Most of the journey is over ocean, and it's really not bad. Of course, you're never gonna get a clean stretch of water wherever you have to go, so I had to make some adjustments. And it's just so easy to navigate when you're constantly getting shot up in the air. By day 1854, though, we were on our way. A couple thousand blocks to go. I was glad sleeping in the dirt gets old fast. Sadly, during canal construction, I was pushed into a corner and my shulker died. What a waste! Yeah, there's always tomorrow, unless I jump off my tower. I've decided now that I'm gonna make the canal alone first, just to make sure the shulkers can get through. I don't trust the nether. I'm going through the overworld if it kills me. After a long day of construction, I was where the monument should be. Turns out I mixed up the negative and positive coordinates, so I built a canal to nowhere. And it took a whole day to fly back, because I'm 10,000 blocks away. Also had to take another day to prepare, because basically everything I've already done is useless. And it's not the first time I've wasted a week or two. You remember the Birch Road? For sure this time, the canal that I am building will end up at the Ocean Monument. I double checked. One thing I'll say is I really can't imagine doing any of this without netherite tools. This cow fell in, and I spared him. Still just working hard. Day 1862, I carved through a mountain. What kills me is I know the shulker ain't gonna appreciate any of this. Biggest event day 1863 was I dropped my pickaxe into a cave. Thankfully, it didn't drop too far. At least I got a little excitement today. This canal really has a lot more mountains than the last. All I really have is footage of me carving. I found a nice town. It's just way too far away and not made of emeralds. Now, if my calculations are correct, and they almost always are, the canal should now be complete. Hopefully, this turns out okay. It's been a lot of work just getting here. But at least now I can fly back home through the Nether, which doesn't take too long. I got home, fixed up my tools, and made my ocean canal access much better. It's nothing crazy, just some pistons to help me get through the emerald perimeter better. Alright, back to grabbing shulkers. I truly have no confidence in myself. Alright, I think this one's gonna go through, and that's good because I'm running low on shulkers. My game crashed though, so I had to do everything over again. This is just so much fun. Got the shulker in the portal, but he wasn't at my house. I guess there's always tomorrow. But yes, day 1869, the shulker fit himself into my deep black hole. Ah, why is it always gotta be so hard? I had to take basically an entire day just getting this guy out of my basement. This isn't even worth it. But I did it, and tomorrow we adventure. Most of day 1871 was spent on the ocean canal that I built during 100 days. But really, the rest of this journey's already been planned out for me. Shouldn't be too tough. I already worked really hard to make it so. As long as you paddle fast enough, the shulker can't break the boat. Get out of my way, Cal. This is important. Luckily, most of today was over the open sea, the easiest part of the journey. And at the end of a long day 1873, I saw my island. It's done. I quickly glassed up the shulker so he wouldn't escape or shoot me. As you can see, it's pretty annoying. A lot of work went into getting this thing here, and it's only a fraction of this achievement. I'm trying to get the achievement, How Did We Get Here? Which is a secret achievement and very, very difficult. To get it, I have to have every effect applied at the same time, like levitate, wither, mining fatigue, and nausea. It's a doozy. Mining fatigue is actually the reason I have to be near this ocean monument in the first place. There's 3 Elder Guardians inside, and I'm gonna try to steal one to get some easy mining fatigue. Yeah, you heard me right. I've got to move this chunker outside of here. It's gonna be a job. Sure, it's dangerous, but like everything else in this series, I was slow and methodical about the whole process. Today, I'm widening the staircase, so when I send the Guardian through, he doesn't get moited. And by day 1878, I'm pretty sure the structure's good. Just gotta get the rails in. Well, I had to take a day and go back home first. Remember, I'm 10,000 blocks away. Alright, setting up the rails today. Building all of this has been real tough with mining fatigue. Why they allow entities like this to go in minecarts, I'll never know. It just doesn't look right. And with some friendly nudges. He's out, and he's mine! Well, that was kind of fun, I guess, now that I have him here. Got that white stuff on tap day 1881. It'll help with the mining fatigue. Also gotta build a nice little home for my feisty friend. Took all of day 1882 finding some dolphins. I need these too. These are notoriously hard to keep alive, but I'm gonna do my best. Ah, would you look at that? He's already decided to defy me. Really nice thing about this island is if I ever need to go back home, there's a minecart track through the Nether. Had to grab some conduit stuff. It's on the list too. After quickly putting in a conduit, I went back home through the minecart track and brewed potions all day. I need a ton. Also ate a pufferfish because I'm fancy. Just more brewing the good, 1885. Day 1886, I now possess the skill to give myself blindness. How powerful I have become. My cats were very proud of me. I'm building a potion machine today. It's not too complicated. That's how I like my redstone. It works. Wow, gold star, me. I had enough time to go back to my wither farm on the same day. Got 2 skulls. But then I spent all of day 1888 trying to get the 3rd and never did. That's weird. This farm normally produces. Oh, there is balance. For the next day, I got 3 skulls. I got to 6 on day 1890. That should be enough. Now I've got to kill the wither, but with a twist this time. I need the wither to kill some monsters for me, so it's back to an old zombie spawner. I'm gonna see if I can get the zombies to bedrock and then have the wither kill them. That's the plan anyway. It kind of worked, but it's pretty bad, so I don't think it's gonna be that efficient for me. I'll find out tomorrow. Gonna visit Aunt Wilma. Well, this is awkward. I mean, gives me an idea. I'd love to recreate something like that on my compound. An unspawned wither. That's so cool, but you know, I gotta get this thing working. Good news is it worked. The wither killed 3 zombies. Then I killed the wither. For 3 zombies, I got 3 wither roses. I only need 1. The rest are for vanity. I'm gonna save that second wither for later. You never know when you might need it. No, today I'm burning down some land to make room for a portal. I can't use my compound portals to get to the achievement island. I need Bad Omen and I would trigger a raid. Just working out the logistics of everything. Day 1895 and got myself stuck in the shulker. Can't mine my way out. Don't have milk. This is bad. You don't want to know how long it took me to get through this 1 block of dirt with a netherite shovel. Hey, look at that. I'm trapped again the next day. Come on. Just gotta work hard and break through this glass ceiling. What was very dumb of me was to put a spruce trapdoor above my shulker and he exited the box. What makes things worse is the next day he used his freedom to take himself out. You can see I kind of just stand there contemplating all the work that I just made for myself. Yeah, work's real fun when you gotta pump that white stuff every minute. Back in the end for another shulker. Hope he doesn't die like the last one. You know, my dude came in clutch. He spawned above ground. That's nice. Tell you the truth, I don't know how many more times I can do this. I'm running out of shulkers. Getting there shouldn't be too bad. It's just sort of a chore, you know? 10,000 blocks. Anyway, today there's a lot of footage of me rowing. Yeah. That's about it. Day 1900, I awoke in a village and realized that my shulker was gone. You know, I wanted to start this achievement early. I've only got 100 days left. I hope that's enough. I got a new shulker the next morning. I'm pretty sure he's the last one. I wanted to leave as soon as possible, but had to piston him out first. And by nighttime, I had him back on the road, or the sea. Of course, the shulker didn't help paddle at all. I was feeling pretty good about today, made it back to the town where we glitched at the last time. Oh, I have to sleep. Please don't despawn. Hey, would you look at that? We all still exist. You know, people would watch this forever if you put some lo-fi jams to it and said it was Japan. It was another long night of paddling, hopefully for the last time. Shulker, you've been conquered a second time. How do you feel? Your cage is looking pretty nice. Oh, darn, mining fatigue. Time to go get some milk from I don't know what happened, and that's what you should always tell the police. I quickly supplied another. 4 cows are an item. The dolphin is becoming probably the worst issue. Not as bad as the shulker, but close. It's just very hard to keep them in captivity. They'd literally rather die. Trouble is, I need to keep him close to the shulker so I can get Dolphin's grace from him. It's kind of a mess. Got him in, went to bed, and the next morning he was already gone. Maybe setting up a beacon will brighten my day. Definitely makes the mining fatigue better. Yeah, it feels good to have beacon powers again, and I can almost sort of mine. Got another, and it's not immediately drowning itself. This is a win. Now I have to build some sort of contraption to get all these effects at the same time, and I know it's gonna go great. No issues whatsoever. It's kind of a mess, but I doubt you could get all of these potion effects cleanly. I'm very nervous about this whole thing, really I am. Now I'm back home, want to make some potions of healing for my shulker. I'm worried about him. I healed him up good, and he thanked me by trying to kill me. By this point, I'm fairly certain I have everything. I'm pretty sure I could get this achievement. For now, I'm gonna sleep on it. I've got 90 more days, no need to rush. Because sometimes when you rush, you end up dead. There's still plenty to do as well, like taking out the rest of the ocean monument. That's why I've got this moosh room. This time I went with a different approach. I set up a conduit right outside the monument. Easiest monument I've ever done by far. I'm always doing it this way now. I killed the guardians and got the gold, but I'm really down here for them sea lanterns. They're my favorite lights in the game by far, and I want them on my land. Day 1913, I did a buried treasure map that was only 1 block under the sand. Nice loot too, had a heart of the sea. Then I did some more ocean exploring to put off how did we get here. Almost done. Day 1914, I had to get the lanterns outside the front door. This will be a little tough. I just took my time. Was a full day worth 8 lanterns? I think so. There was a nearby ocean monument, so I swiftly set up a conduit outside, and I pretty much cleared the entire thing in a day. This is definitely the best method. Home, sweet home. I had to take another day just to grab everything in this one. There was sponges. Oh! And then while trying to find another ocean monument, I found a mushroom biome. Technically, this is farther than the other one I know about, but it's always nice to have one on deck. I'm really hoping 2 ocean monuments worth of sea lanterns are enough to light up the compound. Not quite, I need more, but the part I did do looks really nice. So I'm right back to it, because I gotta look cool. And by now I'm really getting the hang of this, but I'm sure it's mostly just my conduit and netherite armor. After clearing that monument in a single day, I probably have enough lanterns now, but I can always get more. You may have a different opinion, but I think they're the nicest lights in the game, and if I ever want to expand, I need more. And yeah, of course I'm gonna be expanding, so I need these lights. Today should be the last day, though. I don't know how long I can have those eyes looking at me. So again, I cleared this monument in a single day. There were no issues, unless you believe in guardian rights. Now it's time to put those last few lanterns in and really make this place shine. See this? This is what I had in mind when I spawned in all that time ago. Today I'm trying out a new wall design. As you can see, it's very expensive. Yeah, I need more emeralds for sure, but I already really like it. Ain't it great I can sell pretty much anything to these villagers? I can make enough emeralds to keep my wall production going. This thing's gonna be magnificent. Had to borrow some beacons for how do we get there, so I can't jump over this corner though. Well, brick wall, it was nice knowing you, but compared to emeralds, you're nothing! By day 1924, I got the easy sides done, but this thick wall's gonna be quite the project. I know I'm rich enough. You know, I just thought about how this might be the last time I tear and replace this wall. Could always do netherite. I didn't get much of the industrial wall done today. I can tell it's gonna be awesome though, it's huge. I also can't wait to see it on the map. That's gonna be something. Still at it only because my profits are holding up. And you know, it's really nice to think that no one had to die for this section of wall. I'd like to finish this soon though and put profits on overdrive, so I shuffled clay like a peasant. The wall is now mostly done, just making sure it looks pretty. That took a whole day. I kept the industrial entrance the same, just changed it to emeralds. And now it is done. Honestly, it came out absolutely perfect. Yeah, sometimes the best things in this game are the things that are absolutely unnecessary. And now I'm working on the inside. It's time to clean up the basement. I want everything down here trimmed out with emeralds because I am bougie. Day 1929, I started carving out a very large section under the house. This could be many things. I told you it was a very large room. I have beacon powers though, so it's fine. I had it half cleared out by the end of the day, good. I got the other half cleared out today, very thankful for those 24 withers. Like, imagine doing this with a stone pick and no beacon powers. It would take you 2,000 days alone. Now it's time to resurface. This part of the basement is deeper, so I went with stone brick. I'm just gonna cover the floor and ceiling. The walls will be emerald. Floor's done, ceiling needs work, and gross those birthday candles. Well, at least now the ceiling's done, that was a big job. All right, time to lay in some Luxury! I then went to go make more emeralds and realized that my Fletchers are now infected again. I'm gonna try not to worry about that and work on lighting today. I've got racks of glowstone from the previous compound lights, don't want to see them go to waste. There's definitely dark spots, but at least there's no birthday candles, makes the room look huge. So this is what the original idea for this room was, a place to shout out notable members of the community. Today I was just testing how many signs I could put down, and I got 336 of them. Not gonna lie, having these things on my main compound kinda lags me out a bit, but maybe I don't need 300 of them. So for now, I'm just gonna continue basement construction with the signs here to see if it's bearable. I tried to go about my business as usual to see how the frames held up, and there was a notable drop. It never really got under 60, so you guys probably won't notice a difference, but for me it was a little jarring. That being said, even if I don't go with the sign stuff here, I can always use this room for more basement. I was holding on to the idea though, if I was a fan, I'd love to have my name under LTN's house. I'm almost certainly building a new computer for 3,000 days, and I guess I'll know for sure then. I'm almost done now, at least with the emerald part of this basement expansion. I get about 1,000 of these a day. Well, I guess technically all the profits are in the orphanage's name for tax purposes. Ha! Taxes. If those were a thing, my people wouldn't be living in squalor. Alright, walls are done. Looking good. Still laggy though. You know, it could really use some ceiling lights. Nothing spawns down here. It would just look better. I put in some carpet to hide the floor lights a little better. It looks okay. I really gotta thank my sheep. I need some different colored carpets, and these guys help out a ton. Today I needed some cactuses, and I happen to know a pretty ugly wall of cactuses that I can take down. These never served any protective function. If anything, they only ever poked my horse. I think today I'm gonna finally finish the room for the notable names. Again, I'm really not sure if I'm actually gonna put people's names down here. It's already fairly laggy, and with more names, it'll probably get worse. But at the end of the day, this is still a nice room that I can transform into any number of things. So now I'm back to trimming out the emerald wall, day 1944. It's probably one of my favorite additions to the camp so far. I kinda just gave it more of a castle-y vibe, but with emeralds. I also want to put a front gate on the wall, which I've never had. I've always just been able to jump over it. It's not done because it needs more emeralds, but it's functional. Look at that. I don't know, maybe I'll keep this granite and dirt design that looks pretty nice. It's finished day 1947, a working emerald piston door. But now I'm realizing my front gate has some disgusting dirty animals in front of it. Oh well, I'll deal with them later. Some of the animals will end up in my house like the zombies and creepers, and the others will surely die. The first animal I tried to put into my house was a cow, and I lost several. That's okay, that provided me with some good decoration. I decided to work on a chicken room for today. It was a lot easier to get them in here with eggs. I also have a lot of pigs. I could lose about 2 or 3 families worth. For whatever reason, the pig went in super easy. I don't know why. Wasn't recording for day 1952. I got the cow in, now I'm working on the sheep. I put in a nice little rainbow carpet from Sheep City. I think it looks good. I've only got 1 llama. I'm gonna try not to mess this up. Not really sure what happened here. I'm not sure that fall should have killed him. Instead, I'll use one of the zombie Fletchers. This one spawned with some gold armor. In order to get his massive head up the ladder, I had to break every bit of floor I had. I think he's worth it, and now I won't feel bad about killing all his friends. Yeah, didn't feel bad burning them alive. Their disease is ruining my economy. 6 blocks, bro. Bro! 6 blocks! And that was all that was left of them, a shallow and sad pit. 1957, I started on a new project, but the footage got microwaved. It's new storage, a big one, for everything! Basically all I'm doing right now, though, is just carving it out. It's gonna be massive. I guess massive isn't truly the right word, but it'll be bigger than I'm used to. I'm also gonna take a lot of care in labeling my items now. This is the stone pod. All I know is this should be insanely better than having one big chest full of different types of stone. This'll be my wood pod. My wood chests seem to get clogged more than anything else. It'll also probably be the largest of all the sections. There's 8 types of wood. Making a chest for every wood item in the game is obviously going to take a while, so I still had to work on it day 1961. Halfway done with my wood by the end of the day, though. Part of the trouble of this storage is it's built right underneath some water. I mean, I have a conduit. I can breathe underwater forever. It's just annoying. And now it is done. My wood will be dirty no more. I had to hit up the pit. I need more item frames, and some of these guys sell them. I wanted to add saplings to this section. That's probably more important than having the wood. Anyway, now I'm setting up a new pod. This one is going to store all the redstone. Just got the carving and chest done today. Remember, I'm underwater. It's going to be nice to not have one chest for all of my different redstone components. Maybe I'll actually get good with the stuff. I'm also going to put some of my rarer objects on this wall. Every day, my old storage is starting to look more and more bare. I'm filling up my new storage with those old items, and I'm very happy with the results. I'm kind of getting the hang of building this storage, so all the new sections go up even faster. In one day, I got a spot for all my food, even though I pretty much only eat golden carrots. My woolen dye chests are probably my favorite. I just love the rainbow. I also put up some labels in jungle signs to flex. Then I hit up the glue factory for some of this good horse leather. I need more item signs. Now I'm carving out what I think will be the last pod for mostly miscellaneous items. Ocean monument blocks, quartz, black stone, all that good stuff. Now I'm just cleaning it up a bit, covering up that dirt using some smooth stone. Eventually, I'd like this all to be emeralds, but I don't have much time left. That's a 3K days project. Now I'm gonna try to make this double chest into an auto disposal system. Poggers, I did it all by myself, and I didn't have to look it up on Google. I actually rigged this up to be a double disposal system, twice as fast as my my previous model. Day 1974, I carved a secret tunnel connecting my storage room to my house. Had to be careful with this one, don't want to disturb those creepers. It's nothing fancy right now, just made of stone, plans for emeralds though. And now I think I'm done. I finally have a home for all my glorious, glorious possessions. And after all that labor, it might be good to get off the compound for a bit. I'm going camping. This time I flew 10,000 blocks away and threw my elytra into a hole. Let's do this. I quickly got some wood tools and hid underground. I used most of the daylight flying. After a whole night of mining, I had iron tools and a shield, so I went on my way. Tonight I was real lucky, and right as the sun started to go down, I was on the ocean, which is the safest way to travel. Got to a town by the next morning, time to borrow some resources. I was gonna try to make some quick money so I could buy armor from these guys. I'm naked and I don't like it. And after thoroughly stealing the townspeople's crops, I was able to leave with some armor. Some good food, even a little cash in my pocket. I'm doing great. I was going to just paddle on the ocean all night, but then I found this sunken ship that wasn't sunken at all. 1980 was just a great day of travel. Some of it was even on Warthog's second cousin, twice removed boar. I had to ditch him though. There's some pretty dense forest up here. I'm just glad I did this in the day. And by nighttime, I was back in an ocean. Perfect. You know, I remember finding this town a long time ago. It's not too far from my compound. Oh yeah, I'm definitely getting close. I've got oak and birch everywhere. I see it! My land! My land! Still took about 2 more minutes of running through forest, shows you how tall my tower is. The first thing I did was put my adventure sword up on the wall. Then I put on my good gear and ate some golden carrots. I cherish them now. Well, that was definitely fun and I feel alive again, but now it's back to my triple bed lined with elytras above the clouds. I've been putting something off for a while. I guess today's a fine day. I made the best of it. Yeah, but then the game crashed and they all came back. Went to euthanize the last sheep and didn't realize I was out of ammo. Well, sheep, it's your lucky day. Enjoy your freedom. You know, I've also been meaning to put my old storage to death as well. I decided to reuse the rainbow carpet in my new storage. It felt right. Then I continued working on my storage, installing glass walls instead of stone. And yeah, still more carving. It's messy building underwater. New storage is looking good though. That's a lot of chests and I love that you can see them all. I didn't even feel bad about fully decommissioning the old storage. Day 1985, it was really gone forever. I'm covering it up with dirt and putting in the sea lanterns made it truly official. Now it's time to spruce the land up and I want to use blue orchids, so I made a machine for getting them. Before, these flowers were just kind of everywhere. Now I want them to have a purpose. I don't really think this is too many, is it? Now I'm trimming up this uneven dirt with a little bit of quartz to give it some flair. There's some uneven land on the inner wall and I think this is a good fix. I really like how it turned out. It looks good with the sea lanterns. I also got my 6 double chests of totems a little more neat. Then I walked around the inner wall trying to find any little more things to fix. There's a lot of work yet to do on the outside of the emerald wall, but I'll get there. But you gotta start somewhere, so today I got rid of a lot of old garbage around camp. You know, I've kind of been getting rid of and fixing old garbage for a while now. I just can't stop building old garbage. Yeah, it's totally paying off. The map is looking good. Day 1992, I went to How Did We Get Here Island to check to make sure everything was fine. I also had a treasure map that I've been meaning to hit for a while, and it was a great one. And now I'm back home. Thanks, rail system. Today I made a different underground home for my bees. I'm tired of seeing the smoke every day. I'd like to leave the top open so the bees can flutter around my world. That's a nice effect. I also spent some time labeling things around camp for the world tour, which is definitely happening. I also labeled my nether hub. This isn't for me, it's for you. Oh, it's finally time to get rid of the diorite in the treasure room. Gotta tell you, I was very careful trimming up those creepers. Don't want to lose Tors or Elbaton.
Release me, villain, from this glass prison.
I got him encased in emeralds. That was some delicate work. I was just shy of enough emeralds, so I couldn't finish it today. Got the emeralds easy the next day. Big shout out to my villagers. And now the treasure room actually kind of looks like a treasure room. I like it. I guess my basement disposal system isn't trimmed out with emeralds, but it is a disposal system. All right, time to set up. How did we get here? I'm sufficiently nervous. I just need to make sure no towns are in the way to my portal. I need bad omen, can't waste it. Everything should be good. Tried to watch the sunset and chill out a bit. Also took some nice screenshots. Oh, hopefully I get the last achievement in the game on day 2000, but it's a biggin', so I gotta start on 1998. The first thing that needs to be done is a raid, and I gotta say, doing it with the compound fixed up was nice. And this was a level 1 raid, so I wasted these pillagers. So then with Hero of the Village, I got Bad Omen again. Now it's the last day. I was running through all of my checks when I realized that the dolphin had died. See, this is why I was panicking. Now I have to corral a dolphin on the spot. For now, I just have to tie him up. Please don't die. I then spent a surprising amount of time trying to get my hunger bar to go down. Originally, I wanted to attempt this achievement on day 2000, but with all the setbacks and limited dolphin life, I just gotta go now. The dolphin worked fine, but when I was hit by the shulker, I was pushed into the Wither Rose. I struggled for a while to try to get out of the current, and now the dolphin is no longer working. It was incredibly hard to tell how many effects I had on my screen, and in the end, it was the dolphin who wronged me. Oh, I got him back, don't you worry. Well, I failed the hardest achievement in the game. At least this means there's gonna be 3,000 days. Because now, I'm watching the sun rise on day 2000. Despite the ending not going how I thought it would, I've done a lot in these 2,000 days. And of course, I'd like to do do more because I am still alive. If you'd like to see me stay alive, make sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing. Only a small percentage of viewers are subscribed. Like 2,000 days, 3,000 days will take a while, but I guarantee as long as I don't die, you'll see it. And hey, if I die, you'll get to watch that too. So thank you all for watching. Please stay notable, and I'll see you in the next video.